stood upon his feet a great and exceeding We on? All right, come on. Call halal Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Hakadosh.
double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways, teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. And we're the Hebrew Israelites come out here to prophesy in the name of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, the end of this world and the beginning of the world to come. This is the kingdom of heaven. In the name of Yahweh Shai, the son of the beloved, man. And all the believers are Israelites, right? In order for you to be a part of this thing, in order for you to receive the gospel, to receive the gifts of faith, to receive the blessings, you got to be an Israelite. And really, when you come into this thing, you become the army of the Lord. But that don't mean that you're going to run out there, you're going to go buy yourself a gun and start running out Edomites in the street and shoot them. No. That's not what we've been called to do, and that's not what we're going to do. But we are an army. We're a spiritual army. We're a national army that's being rebuilt through the Spirit. And it's always been that way. So we're going to get some precepts to show you that. I want you to start from Exodus 6 and 26. Yeah.
This is Exodus 6 and 26, and it says,
is it all right?
Yeah, the audio is good, yeah.
Yeah?
The audio is good. The audio is good.
Exodus.
Exodus 6 and 26.
So Exodus is when the Israelites were...
What is?
Okay, you might need to get more water. When Exodus is about the Israelites being delivered out of Egypt by the Lord, man, and Moses was the mediator of that, the savior at that time.
This is Exodus 6 and 26, and it reads, "These are that Aaron and Moses, to whom the Lord said, bring out the children of Israel from the land of Egypt according to their armies."
So what? According to what?
Their armies.
Their armies. So when the Israelites were arranged, right, and they were arranged according to tribes, they were arranged into armies, right, which is based around the men. So the numbering was based around the men. Okay, now the Lord is going to lead Israel out of Egypt again by their armies, right? And that's beginning with 144,000, 12,000 from each tribe. Okay, but technically, if you want to get technical, the Israelite man, right, is a soldier in the nation.
Yeah.
And when you come into this thing, you're chosen to be a soldier. But our fight is a spiritual fight. But just like a soldier, we got to stay under what? Orders. Stay under discipline.
It's 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse, I'm starting from 2, right? "But I beseech you that I may not be bold when I am present with that confidence, wherewith I think to be bold against some, which think of us as if we walked according to the flesh. But though we walk in the flesh, because we're here in the physical, right? We do physical things like every day, right? But there's more to it than that, right? We didn't. Although we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
Right. This ministry was never set up to be a thing of militancy. So we're not going to overcome our enemies and overcome the world through militancy, even though in times past it's been done that way. It's been done that way. We know, Maccabees.
But even in those fashions, the Lord still there's like everything that happens is ultimately spiritual.
It's spiritual, but what I'm saying is, in times past, we did raise up armies with swords to overtake the enemy. But this time, it's not being done that way. The army that's being raised up, we're not being raised up conventionally, but it's going to even show more the power of the Lord, because it makes us look at a disadvantage to the world, which we are disadvantaged. Which is what we're going to get into. In the eyes of the world and according to the flesh, we are nothing. We are nothing to worry about. We're nothing of a threat to anyone. We're not a threat because we don't possess the military prowess that a nation or an aspiring nation would desire. In the world, if you aspire to be a nation of power, you build an army. But what do you build an army up with? Military training, militarized training. You train them in the art of killing, and then you provide them with weapons. weapons of various degrees. And in this world, you got to have missiles. It ain't enough to have guns. In this world, to be a formidable force, you got to have missiles. You got to have satellites. You have to have a massive military infrastructure to be legitimate in the realm of warfare. But that's not what the Lord didn't set that up 2,000 years ago, and he's not setting that up now, which makes us different. But we're still going to receive the victory.
That's why the Lord speaks about, using the weak to confound those things that are strong.
That's right.
Right? Because the world around us, especially Eastern, is the strong in this world. And we're very much, a prey unto them. Right? But the Lord is going to use even the downtrodden of his own people, right? The meek of his people, to overcome those that are strong in this world, man. Through the Spirit of the Lord.
That's right.
Let's finish this off. This is verse 4. It says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, right? Because we bring a spiritual mentality to this. Like I said, we're not out here to come, go fight the Rothschild family. Even though we beat them, we would beat them hand to hand.
I don't know, man.
But
that man probably be trained by Charlie Mountain.
But we know, these men got military. They got all these things that they can wipe out. Wipe out.
We're not even trying to fight that fight.
Exactly.
That's not just. But when you come into this truth, our aim isn't like we're not a militant group. We're not Che. What's it with Che? What's that? Do? We're not Che Guerrero and them, man. We're not no guerrilla militia. And yeah, brother, you gotta must learn how to shoot, brother. You must, because this is the fight we're fighting. No, the predominant thing that we arm each other with is the knowledge of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the spirit, the faith, which is what's ultimately going to set us apart from our enemies.
And largely that's an internal battle. Your fight in the spirit is an internal battle with Satan, essentially. Right? Trying to overcome you, trying to break your faith, right? Trying to make you not believe and follow the right path. Right? Because Esau, he out here doing these witchcraft and shit, affecting us through the spirit, through spiritual means. Right? Esau ain't coming to us directly with guns and shit, well, not yet at least. He's attacking us.
Even though there is a threat of guns, because that's one of the reasons why we're oppressing as well.
Yep.
Make no mistake, the threat of violence is always there with you, sir. That's why we're in line. That's why Jake don't go buck wild and take over because Jake know that ultimately there's only so far you could go with Esau. Then you're gonna have to deal with what's real.
Yep.
Even them niggas in the street know that there's only so far they're gonna go because they don't really want the kind of heat that Esau can bring back. And that's just talking about the police.
Yeah.
And the police ain't the military, even though they're being militarized. The police is small fry. You don't want the military coming after you because that's a whole different level of game that Jake don't even play with. That's the last thing Jake wants. Tanks and all these different things, man.
Yeah, please eat donuts, man. These military men, they do press ups and pull ups and all that shit.
Police are trained in paperwork.
Yeah.
Soldiers are trained killers. They're killing instruments with a huge infrastructure behind them. Massive infrastructure. Something we don't have. We don't have the same infrastructure. But like I said, we're still going to overcome.
Yeah.
And that's going to what's going to make what's about to happen even more great and powerful. Because we don't fit into the power dynamics of this world in any way, which I'm going to show you. ChatGPT
totally
is going to say that.
Yeah, totally
but it was meant to be that way, and it's in the scriptures.
Yeah. So, but for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the word of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahweh Shai, and having it in their readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled.
So that's part of being a soldier, is being obedient,
ready. Yeah.
Being ready mentally and being obedient unto what the Lord said. And the Lord didn't tell us to come out here and be militants. The Lord told us to preach the word, be instant in season and out of season. Yeah. So we got to keep discipline to that. Now you're gonna have other Israelites. They want to look cool, so they want to turn this thing into a militancy because that's how they think. But we're gonna overcome Esau even without militancy. The Lord's going to raise us up and we're going to still overcome an enemy that is far and above, according to the eyes of the world, stronger than we are. We're not even on the board, so to speak, when it comes to military, which I'm going to show. You got 3 seconds. Yep.
Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore, wait ye upon me, said the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
So we gotta wait upon our commander and general. Yeah, we can't wait on Yahweh Shai. Our thing isn't to militarize ourselves and become militant and save ourselves through the purchasing of weaponry. Oh yeah, let's get money together and we'll buy this gun and we'll buy this missile and we'll take Esau down. This is not how it's gonna work, and it's not how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to work that we put our faith solely in the power and the word of the Heavenly Father. And when the time is right, the Lord is going to come and give us everything we need to overcome a power that, according to the eyes of man, is infinitely stronger than we are. Infinitely. And that's just to keep it real. Esau and his power structure and the power structure of these heathens is infinitely more powerful than we are as Israelites. But it's supposed to be that way. We're supposed to be looking to overthrow an enemy through the Lord that is greater than we are, and it's just true.
All to glorify the name of Yahweh Shai.
It had to be by the word.
Precept. This is Wisdom, Solomon 5. The point is in verse 2. I'll start from verse 1. It says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him.
And our boldness isn't based upon military might, on badness, because anyone could be bold with a gun in their pocket. Man.
Yeah. Easy to pull the trigger.
When you got the big 4-5 in your trousers, yeah, and a man come talking, it's easy to act bold when you got the big 4-5 there, isn't it? When you got the problem solver in your pocket, yeah, it's easy to. Man know that. Man in the ends, listen,
The resolution.
as soon as man in the ends get a little 3-8, yeah, all of a sudden they become 2 foot taller, and nobody can tell them nothing, unless it's Trident.
Can make a small man feel big, boy.
Make a small man feel big. They get boldness. But our boldness is not coming from the carnal things. Our boldness is supposed to be in the power of Yahweh Shai. And that's what it's supposed to be. That's where our boldness is supposed to lie in the truth, and not in ourselves and things that, carnal things that we could buy. Man, go to the gun store and buy 10 guns, and now you feel like, yeah, I'm a conqueror. I got this. No, it's not supposed to be like that.
Because in reality, we've got a power that's greater than all of this carnal shit. And this is why we have confidence.
Yep.
Right? Because on a normal basis, like there'd be no way, right? You're saying. Yeah. But with the Most High has greater power.
That's right.
You know?
And we have to believe that. But you don't see it, but we know it to be true. In the spirit. And that's what separates us from even these other Jake. A lot of these other Jake, man, because they don't have the spirit, they fall to Esau, because when they do the mathematics, they realize they can't win. So they just give up. And if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah.
That kind of spirit. I remember what that time you had them black unconscious guys there. They acting all rebel, acting like they're really about rebellion from Esau. And I remember they had this big meeting. And then it was, what's that guy's name? King Noble was there. And you had King Noble there and Brother Polite and all these dudes. And King Noble was talking that militancy talk. Yeah, we gotta get guns together so we could defend ourselves and blah blah blah. And Polite was looking at him like he was crazy. Polite was like, I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
You know why? Because Polite and all them man as militant, him and Sarasut and Seti, the general, as militant as all them guys want to act like when they're spewing their garbage. When they run the mathematics in their head, they're like, hell no. Hell no. They know that you little Negroes buying a couple AR-15s, yeah, are just gonna end up being a bunch of dead Negroes, because there's no amount of money that you could get together that's gonna match the military might of your enemies. Because
it can't be balanced.
your enemies printing money, like literally printing money and buying weapons with it and investing dumb money, like.
They have what it takes to wipe you out.
Because to run in a legitimate army takes billions upon billions. Well, look at the United States. Can we quickly Google United States defense budget for the year? Can we Google that? The defense budget just for America. That's not even going to talk about NATO.
So go ahead.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
What's the number?
Right. For the fiscal year 2025, up to this date, right? $962 million. Oh, sorry, $1 billion.
Right. Yeah, that's just this year, right?
Yeah.
Just a 7 month period.
$962 billion. So you getting together a couple grand with your boys and getting a few AKs or AR-15s.
Oh, that's the budget for this year. They haven't spent that much yet, but that's their
That's
budget.
their budget
That's
for
their
the year.
budget. That's
Yeah,
how they
so-
know they're-
So you gotta you ain't even got like a 1% of that to be militarizing yourself. So you're not even on the board.
Hold on. You add just a couple numbers. Is that 1 trillion?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's 1,000
Yeah,
billion.
yeah. Right? So almost 1
Yes.
trillion they got to spend.
The game is different, and that's why we don't. There's no point even trying to boast in the carnal things, because the carnal game is Esau's game. He's already ahead in that game, and you could get all these boule Negroes together. They don't have enough money to fund no army.
Look, man, they invest in hypersonic missiles. No Negro invested in that.
The most Jake has is these unorganized gangs, and them gangs still ain't got the money and the means to take on any military. Okay,
Wow.
you got yeah, and I got a few precepts I want to get. Then I want to read from this chat GPT. Hey, so so this is a spiritual game, man.
So even if all them celebrity Jakes like Kanye and Jay-Z, if they put their money together,
They can't do nothing. They can't raise an army. Raising an army takes a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
Jake ain't got that kind of scratch. But it's meant to be that way.
Mm.
We're meant to be the poor and the downtrodden. We're meant to be the weak.
Mm.
We're meant to be the people that man who them. What they gonna do?
Yeah.
What are these niggas? Because he got a 4-5? Because he got a 4-4? They laugh at you, Jake. He got his 4-4,
Sideways.
pointing it sideways, or you got your little up. These men have F-35, $1 billion flipping fighter jets with Ross Clark bunker buster, B-52 bombers and all kind of, and they don't have one of them. They got that stuff in car parks, man.
But they got fucking nukes just sitting around.
They got nukes.
sitting around like.
They got men that they train to do nothing but kill every day, legitly and legally. You know what I'm saying? Like black ops teams and spec ops, psychologically malfunctioned dudes, man, psychopathic dudes.
Yeah.
Like, so they're not worried about Jake.
Finish up, yeah. And it says, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
Because it's going to take strangeness to deliver us. Because the Lord is coming with a military that, as far as Esau is from us, the Lord's military is even further away from Esau's. Just the world don't know. The world's looking at this chessboard. They don't know the chessboard's bigger than they think. And there's pieces on that board that they can't understand. And then worse when the Lord upgrades us, because we're going to talk about that too. The Lord's actually going to upgrade us and turn us into weapons. Far beyond the weapons that Esau has created.
And imagine on the chessboard, man, you already got up to kings and queens on the chessboard, man.
Yeah.
You got gods and angels and all kinds of things on the
That's a
chessboard. You don't
different
even know.
level. So
Making
that's
all
why
kinds of moves.
we don't have to worry about researching and militarizing in that way. The Lord said, listen, get yourself right. And that's what the ministry is all about. Us getting ourselves right. And the Lord's going to handle the rest of it. But that takes faith. And these dudes, a lot of Jake ain't going to be able, they looking for a plan that they can action themselves. You see it all the time. Yeah, but how is that going to save, Hey, no, we're not trying to save. We can't save ourselves. That's not the purpose of what we're doing. The purpose of what we're doing is for the Lord to save us.
Okay, quick
You know?
precept. It's Sirach 2 and 14. Woe unto you that have lost patience. And what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? Because you want to depart from the way the Lord set out. You want to take things into your own hands or create your own life. You want to do what you want to do.
You're going
'cause
to die in it
That's right.
because it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough because the way we're going to get out of this thing, there's one way. And that way is the Lord's way. And there ain't no other way. And
Narrow way.
his way is special. It's special for us. There ain't no people that's going to gain supremacy over the earth the way we going to gain it. It's always been the same. People gain supremacy, even though it's still the word of the Lord made it make sense. It always makes sense. Oh man, the warriors and he bought some weapons and he went and he took down this man because this one ain't gonna make no sense. In terms of if you're looking at it from a man's perspective,
The logics.
the Lord is literally taking the people least likely, the weak and is in one day gonna promote them to rulership. There ain't no odds the bookmakers would put on that. That's like a billion. If you put odds out there for us ruling the world, man, the bookmakers would be putting that at like a billion, a trillion to one, man. They're like, you ain't never gonna see that money. Put crazy odds on that, infinity to one. That's what they'll put on it.
Yeah. And it says, so far beyond all that they look for.
It's far beyond, man. It's far beyond them. Now, there's some precepts I wanted brothers to get, but I want to read from this chat GPT, but they kind of broke down. Get Psalms 18, 17. Someone get Psalms 35, 10, and 2 Samuel 22 and 18. And let me just read some of this. So I'll put in what factors determine a strong military in the modern era, right? Because IUCBK, they be marching around like that. They're like tough guys. Which one did you get? Samuel 22, 18. That's why we don't even pretend to be tough guys, man. There's no need.
Yeah, I got 18.
If you're gonna be tough with the spirit, man. Don't bother trying to be no carnal tough guy, because they ain't gonna work. It says a strong military in the modern era is defined by a combination of technological capability. Right? You gotta have tech. And this brother would tell you, yeah, tech costs money. It costs money. You have to have people that are experts. They have the expertise to manage that tech, to develop that tech. Jake don't have a system to develop and man. We don't have the system to buy it. And we sure as hell ain't got the system to develop and make it ourselves.
That's why the whole war with Ukraine with Russia and that, man, they had to go send their own personnel to go manage these new weapons that they give them.
Yeah, because they,
what are they gonna do?
They
with
won't be able to operate it. Yep.
You know.
So a strong military in the modern era is defined by a combination of technological capability, strategic doctrine, organizational strength, and geopolitical influence. What geopolitical influence do we have? Zero. But it's supposed to be that way. Yeah. Here are the key factors that determine modern military strength, right? Advanced weapon systems, such as hypersonic missiles, drones, stealth aircraft, and precision-guided munitions. Now, as the Hebrew Israelites, do we possess any of that? No. Can we put, listen, I don't know, man. Maybe if we save our pennies, I don't know, you know, how much does that cost? How much does a drone cost to develop and make?
Just to fuel it. Just to put fuel in it.
One drone. We'll probably get our money together and make one drone. Just have the one.
One mission.
Yeah. Stealth air. I don't even want to look how much a stealth aircraft costs. I don't even want to see that bill.
Just knowing that there's not that many of them tells you something.
Man will probably be able to, even if Jake was able to buy one, Jake probably would be able to afford the upkeep, man.
And that's why a lot of these things go out of service. Because they can't be upkept.
Precision guided munitions, cyber warfare, the capability to conduct and defend against cyber attacks. And again, a lot of what we're going to goes into money. Because money allows you to pay for the best people, to pay for the best technology, to afford the infrastructure. And that's the one thing our people don't have. Oh, we got the money for consumable goods. Oh yeah, man can go out there. You know, Jake got the money to go buy them stupid diamond chains they all like to wear. As soon as they get some money, they'll go spend 20 grand on a diamond chain and all that garbage. Yeah, but Jake ain't got the kind of money that's going like remember when they had to
liberate themselves.
To liberate themselves, they ain't got the money. Remember when you had these sellouts, P Diddy and Jay-Z, and they were all there with their crystal talking about black excellence. None of them niggas. Remember, P Diddy was complaining at one point about petrol, the jet fuel for his plane. Them dudes ain't got the money to really run no army to do nothing.
No. He so purposely has it that way. That's why when the money he does get him, it only comes.
But that's all right.
You know, because he'll never let Jake be on that level.
Oh, look at this one. Space capabilities. Satellites for GPS. Jake ain't got. If you want to run a military, I'm sure you have to have your own GPS systems. Because you can't be relying. What are we gonna do? Fight Esau, but we're using Esau's flipping satellites to run the GPS.
That's like if I can say, that's actually a really big geopolitical issue.
Yep.
And one of the things that basically put Iran in a different place this time around is they basically China gave them access to China's GPS system, which basically meant
But I think there's only three.
there's three.
GLONASS, the normal Jeep, which is done by Russia,
Yeah.
and you got the US.
Well, your
GPS
GPS,
thing,
which is
American.
US. Then
You
you
got
got
the Chinese
you
one,
got a
which is-
European one as well.
What's that one called?
I forgot what it's called, but I know the
Okay.
EU has one.
Okay.
We can confirm it on the chat.
Yeah, I put it as piggybacking, isn't it?
I think they've got the because it's exactly that point, right? Because America can shut you out of that. Like even.
Sorry, I was saying if they to build a GPS satellite system like the American GPS is incredibly expensive, costing billions of dollars.
Yeah.
The initial GPS constellation of 24 satellites along with ground stations cost approximately 12 billion.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of money. Yeah, go on, man.
No, that's the point, and it's like even the GPS we use is limited, right? Because real GPS is
The underdogs. The underdogs. They're playing the underdog
Right.
thing, man. You're talking about. Hey, we're the underdog,
Yeah,
man.
for real.
We
for
are
real.
Rocky, man. Going up against Apollo Creed.
That's it, for real. Yeah, Apollo missions. We're talking about satellites, right?
Yeah,
That's
that's the underdog. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but yeah, just to wrap that point up, it's like the GPS we use as civilians is limited. 'Cause of course, like they don't ultimately. Is it limited? It was at some point limited. I don't know if it still is, but it's a whole geopolitical thing, and that's why you do need to have your own systems. And so, like, if I can add, and that's why also each of these different governments, major governments, have their own social media systems, right? Russia has VK, we have Facebook, Meta Group, and stuff like that. China has WeChat. So it's
But
all
we go to what we
Yeah.
according. Can someone get that curse? We go to our enemy in the one of all things. All the major infrastructures and systems that Jake needs is provided to them
Right.
by the enemy. We don't have our own systems.
Yep.
So how can we even have our own military?
Right.
We're gonna be fighting, man, by borrowing their things. How does that work?
Research.
And that's why this thing ain't about. We don't even look to go down that road as an organization. Now you might get individual Jake that he got his gun license or whatever. That's between him. Oh, that's got nothing to do with the ministry. The ministry ain't militarizing in any way.
To him in the state.
Yeah, that's between him and his constituency. The ministry itself, we ain't about all that. We ain't about all that, man. You ain't gonna get brothers together. All right, brothers, we're gonna go buy some guns. Man, that's a waste of time. But better off going to buy some chicken, man. It'll be cheaper and you'll enjoy it.
See, go Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
In the one of all things. Right? We're impoverished and we for all major infrastructure, we rely on our enemies for it.
Yep.
We just don't have it. And then we ain't gonna get it. Nate and them are struggling to get money together to build a supermarket or something.
Well, the time, we go back to Black Wall Street, mentioned it quite a bit. When we do try to detach and start our own thing, and he still doesn't like it, man. He's got the force
He'll destroy it.
because he got the military. We don't have no military. Where's ours to protect us? There isn't. He doesn't have one.
He'll do the same thing he did to Iran. He'll be like, "Look, man,
You can't have
we can have it. You can't."
have
yo."
it.
All right. Was that it? Right? Okay.
And it's a bit more. And it says, and he shall put a yoke of iron on thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Right. So, space capabilities, we touched on that. Satellite GPS, communication, surveillance. You don't have none of them infrastructures there. Niggas got lookouts. That's a. You know what I mean?
Lookout.
That's about good lookouts, man. And potentially space-based weapons. And then you also have AI and automations for logistics, decision-making, surveillance, and autonomous systems. Another aspect is professional and well-trained personnel. We ain't got no well-trained personnel. We don't have the infrastructure for all that. That takes money. That again, that's another thing that takes money. Because when you're taking an individual, they taking them and you're dedicating your life towards warfare, someone has to pay for that. That's part of the defense budget. So if you want to have armies always cost money if you're going to have a standing army. If you're going to have a standing army, they have to be paid and fed for that time because time is money. When you got them man on the American military bases, yeah, they're not there for free. Someone has to pay them to be there, otherwise they're gonna go do another job. Because them man got families, they got things they need to pay for. They don't just go and stand there and train for free.
And I was watching one thing, which is basically going into how the U.S. military and why they need to have high healthcare bills, why they need to have stupidly expensive education, is because then the military can use that as a way of like, oh, you want your medical paid for? We'll do it. You want your education paid for? We'll do it. So it's not even just them being there; it's the fact that they're then paying for these other services.
The benefits, man. So that's another thing that we can't compete with. Right, highly trained soldiers, special forces, joint operation skills, and I'm sure they do the numbers. They'll they'll have the numbers like how much does it cost to train and keep one special unit. I'm guaranteed it's a dumb number, because remember when you're doing all these training missions, yeah, that's not cheap. Say if you're gonna have a special ops team and they're gonna do some jungle training, they gotta now go. They're paying. They have that part of it. They got to pay with all the equipment that they're using. And when they use that equipment, it has to be replaced. Even drills during war drills cost a lot of money.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right?
And that's why war is always making money, man. You know, where they're fighting somebody abroad that's doing drills, you know, these things need to be replaced, right? So these Lockheed Martins and shit, they're always making money, man.
You can't raise up an army of Temu, bro. Joint operation skills, adaptability to various combat environments, right? That takes money. To be able to fight war in different regions, to project your army, that takes money. That takes resources that we ain't got. So that's not our game. Officer corps, moral and whatever, logistics and supply chain, right? Sustainment ability, fuel, ammunition, food, medical support over long distances and time. Then you got global reach, ability to deploy forces rapidly anywhere in the world. Industrial base. So in order for you to have an army, now you have to have it's not just the military, you need the industrial base to support that military, to make all the things that the military uses. That's why they call it the military industrial complex. During war, an entire economy can be transformed to feed the it's called a war, what they call it, a war economy. Because the factories that would normally be making one thing are now making this particular thing because it's needed for the war. Yeah. So domestic production of weapons, right? And weapons factories.
That's gonna add on something on that goes to Kwan is you always have this thing. I forget the terminology for it, but like a government with their power can co-opt a factory and say, no, you're like Ford as an example. They say, no, you're now making vehicles for the war effort.
That's right.
Right? And that's like if we were to go what do you call it, to Rolls Royce, not Rolls, the Range Rover, and go like, look, man, you're making tanks for us. You can't laugh us out the door.
We ain't got it, man. Vehicles, replacement parts. You got intelligence, surveillance capabilities. Yeah, we know what that's all about. Command and control. You need
niggas surveillance is Facebook.
Yeah. It takes a lot to be militarized. Interoperability between branches, Army, Navy, Air Force, Cyber Command. Obviously they got nuclear here, naval and air power projection. So you need to have your blue water Navy, aircraft carriers, submarines, destroyers, capable of long-range operations. Then you got your strategic airlift, ability to move troops, equipment, and supplies rapidly. The money and the infrastructure is piling up. Global basing and alliances, bases around the world, which they have to be maintained, right? Security agreements, right?
Because you mentioned the evac, because that's what them Ukrainian soldiers, like Americans that went to like mercenary in Ukraine. That's one of the things they saw. It was like, right, when we're fighting with America properly, when someone gets injured, there's a medivac for them. But Ukraine ain't got that money. So like bands were just out there dying. Like
just like niggas in the street.
Yeah.
When they don't have no medics. Them gangs ain't got no medics that turn up. When they get shot, they leave them there. Or they drive them to the hospital and just drop them off outside the hospital. Man. Don't say nothing. Yeah, that's good. That's how the game. We're not on no level. I mean, I'm not gonna read the rest of it. You kind of get the point. To be a strong competent modern military takes a lot. We ain't nowhere near that on any scale, and neither will we ever be in the ways of this world. And we're not trying to be, because that's not what the ministry commands of us. Even though we're an army, we're not trying to be a modern army. We're trying to be the Lord's army, which calls for something completely different. And it begins with the spiritual setup. Now, I asked ChatGPT, very embarrassingly, compare the Hebrew Israelite groups. I had to say groups so they could broaden it, just in case there might be a Hebrew Israelite. The ICBK, they're pretty tough.
Just improve our chances.
Yeah, just group them all together. You know, ICBK, they're them killers.
Yeah, they got them armed.
You know, they be doing all them press ups on camera. You know, so them dudes, they're soldiers, right? Them man are not no soldiers, man. Half of them man are overweight doing press ups, man. It takes a lot more than that to be a soldier, man. It takes a lot more than that to be a soldier. But marching around, you get the IUIC marching down the street, bro. That don't make you a soldier. If the guns pop off, what are you gonna do? If a group of Edomite militiamen came and started clapping off shots here, them man would flee 7 different directions. They're not ready for war. So what's the point of the marching?
You remember what was that guy, Grandmaster?
Yeah.
I remember you had the Edomite that was just there, like, yeah, we was watching, man, and we were like, we could take there, take it there.
But they're marching in the middle of the street. If you're in the middle, you're all the way open, ready to get clapped. You're like ducks. That's not even smart to do. Lining everyone up to get killed. This is modern warfare. In modern warfare, you don't line everyone up to get killed.
Execution.
It's what they call it. It's a killing zone. That man just put man in a few and just lay off automatic rifle fire. There's nothing but confusion that's gonna happen. So what you're doing looks good to the layman, like, oh, see, oh, them men are soldiers. But to a person that knows warfare, they're like, what they're doing is absolutely meaningless. It doesn't mean nothing. Let's bring it back to what actually makes a strong military. You don't have none of it. So you're not a threat to no one dancing around going, that's right. You just look dumb. You look like you're being a caricature of what a military is. Trying to be intimidating when a real military will turn up and not be intimidated in any way.
Well, these men were scattering over there. Where were they? What country were they? Kenya.
Oh, Kenya.
Scattering, man, couple of smoke bombs or whatever.
So that's why we don't pretend to be. We don't pretend to be like, you know, hey, you're a tough killer. Oh, this guy. I'm gonna get down and do some press up. See, look, I got a gun. You know, anyone, bro? We don't even pretend all that. Listen, bro, I just go to work.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm a civilian. What I got is I'm building up spiritual strength, and the Lord gonna take care of the rest, man. I'm not out here trying to pretend that we got some army in the way of the world thing going on, so we're all wearing uniform and.
Can I grab something just after that? Isaiah 41:14. Fear not, thou worm, Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith Yahweh, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel.
We need help, man. And all that press ups you're doing, I mean, it's good to be physically fit, but there's no need to push that. What we're pushing and what our people need to understand the most is we need a savior. And to trust in that savior above all things. So the minute you try to trust in something else, it's going to fail. Like you try to trust in your own might, try to trust in your own ego, your male ego, that's going to get you dead. Because this thing ain't a game. This is real life. So the Lord didn't tell us to come out here and be no paramilitary, run around trying to look cool. He told us to just go teach the word so that we could gather the elect together spiritually and build up our faith. And that's all we should be focusing on, really. Not trying to put this false image out there like with some tough guys, super tough guys, and we ready to go. So we call, you know, you got Hebrew Israelite dudes, some of these dudes buy a gun. For what reason? What are you walking around there with guns for? What are you doing? What do you think you're achieving?
Yeah, we just read that.
If you're gonna have that stuff, that's personal, and you keep it personal like a real soldier would. A real soldier wouldn't show a man everything they've got and walk around with it. They wouldn't want you to know that they've got them.
It's the same way with these dudes with their bunkers. They keep advertising, oh, we got bunkers, we got this. Why would you do that?
To do all of that? They're concealed.
Yeah.
What they call it, the element of surprise.
There was a time when we used to teach out down in Central. Not us, but myself, Razak, and right? What do you call it? It was before Rishi became Prime Minister. But it's like he he basically came up, right? And then, but he had it looked like he didn't have any security guard if you weren't looking. But it was like the guys that were with him, you could see in their energy that they were security, even the way they kind of came up like near us, as if to be like, don't trust. I mean, we was kind of going to do anything anyway, right? But just on the point that the elder was making, like them man were trained. You know they're trained. They were using charts at the time, so you know that they were very easy, like straight up, right? But you couldn't tell how they were. They just looked like regular old Edomites in in like trench coats, and not trench coats, but in like in certain type of that upper middle class Edomite wear, right? But then them man will kill us. You know, you ain't gonna be second, because that's chances what, second in command more or less in the UK, right? Something like that, right?
They got killers with them.
Yeah.
They got the infrastructure on their side. So yeah, go on.
It's the book of Psalms 144:1. Blessed be the Lord, my strength, which teaches my hands, to war, and my fingers to fight.
Yeah. So like I said, don't get me wrong. You go back in time, the Lord definitely used the conventional methods of warfare to deliver our enemies into our hands, where we rose up men with swords and went and dealt with an enemy. But that's not what we're doing right now. That's not what we're doing right now. We're not in that time. The Lord has set forward a different path for his purpose. He don't want us to be, if the Lord wanted to, the Lord would raise us up with everything we need to take down Esau, and we just roll up on Esau, headshots, John Wicking it all over the place. But that's not what the Lord wanted it to be. He wanted us to be as weak, to be the underdog of underdogs, to show his power. Like, look, you see my people, they didn't have no nukes, they didn't have none of that stuff, and I took them and I gave them the world. And they overcame you and defeated you by my power. That's how you know it's me.
Right. That's why it speaks about the Lord setting up the basis of men, to rule up in a kingdom. Because right now Esau is in power. He came from nothing.
Yeah.
Right. He came from nothing. Right. Put up in power. The same place, same way we're gonna be brought from nothing and brought back into power.
Right. How you got Esau?
This is a good one. Acts 5:35. And said unto them, ye men of Israel, take heed to yourselves what you intend to do as touching these men. For before these days rose up Theudas, boasting himself to be somebody, to whom a number of men, about 400,
So we could do the act.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm a leader. I'm the captain, general.
Yeah.
Killers. We're gonna lead Israel out there to take the kingdom. Right? You ain't gonna do all that, because it's not written that way. The scripture is not written for us to do that. So you can boast yourself, like certain guys like Theudas and guys we got today.
He went on the paramilitary group against the Romans.
Yeah.
And one would say he potentially could have, well, it was against the spirit, but if you look at it from carnal, he might have had more chance than we would have now. You know what I'm saying? Because sword on sword, it's not like the Romans. They just had, but now, like, the gulf between us and Rome is
He doesn't have to be in the same continent. That's just where we're at with it now. He can be in a room somewhere in where's the Pentagon again, man?
Washington DC.
In DC, right? And just be like, oh, okay, cool, bam, straight,
Hypersonic.
Well, the fact that every time you go somewhere, move anywhere, Esau knows.
Yeah.
Like, he just decided not to do nothing about you right now. Until you become a problem, then he'll do something.
Yeah.
The whole time you just think nothing's going on. Esau's constantly watching you.
And this AI stuff as well is all of the phones now have AI. When you read what happened recently with what Google have done, is they basically given it from the sounds of it, I have to verify it, but it basically have given the AI basically root access to your phone, which when they say, it's the thing, when they say end-to-end encryption, it means the line is clear. It doesn't mean your device is clear, right? But basically it's like the AI, what does it say? Oh, it can now read your WhatsApp messages. Why?
Well, because going back to Jade Helm 15, they were already using AI in militarizing AI, and they always have the best stuff. They always have the military always have the best things, man, at Skynet at their disposal, man. We ain't got none of that. We ain't developed in it. if you're using AI, you're using the AI that man has allowed you to have access to.
Yeah. Because that's why, for instance, you'll give it certain commands and it will just be like, can't do that.
Yeah.
Whereas their one can.
Yeah, they won't do it.
Where it tries, and it says, to whom a number of men, about 400, joined themselves, who were slain.
That's it.
And all as many as obeyed him were scattered and brought to naught.
They tried to take down Rome according to their own might, and they failed. Now, okay, what about, you might say, what about Judas Maccabees? Yeah, but they were moving in the spirit. The Lord set it up that time for them to do it that way, and it would prevail. Because like I said, there's been many times in history where man had to rise up every piece of metal and go handle some business, and there wasn't nothing wrong with that. David, would rise up against the enemy with sword, buckler, and shield and go do it the conventional
But
way.
they would always consult the Lord first.
Right. It has to, but
Consult the prophets or somebody.
now the Lord ain't told us to do it that way. The Lord gave us a command to do what? He did not. You see, this is where the Christianity shows you that you had the Crusades, right? Oh, we're going to go for a war to reclaim Jerusalem. But where did it say to do that? Where did it say to do that? And then they try to blame religion. No. The Crusades were nothing to do with religion. The Crusades were to do with the lust and the greed of men. Because there's nowhere in the Bible where it said that man was supposed to get weapons together and go reclaim Jerusalem from the Muslims. Paul wasn't rolling around creating an army to take down Europe, to establish the gospel. No, he was just preaching. That's all we're meant to be doing, preach, and the kingdom of heaven is coming.
But these men were not in the faith.
But these men weren't in the faith,
Right?
like.
They didn't have no patience. If they did, but they didn't have no patience.
So that's why they were making wars for their own gain.
Yeah.
And then wars just ended in man getting destroyed. So you have to know the times and understand what the will of the Lord is. And the will of the Lord at this time is not for us to be conventionally militarized towards our enemies. What the Lord wants is for us to edify our brethren, to teach his word, to herald his coming, to believe in him and what he's gonna do, so that when he comes and does it, he can receive the glory. He don't want us to do 1 million press-ups and become like One Punch Man and go to the gun store and buy guns and start marching down on Washington, D.C. and take over Esau's. Because if the Lord wanted it that way, we would do it that way. Yeah, if the Lord wanted us to conventionally be a military that rises up and then we took down Esau through conventional means, it would be done that way and it would be written to do that way. But it's just not. So we don't even go down that road.
Put into that real quick. Get back to the brothers. Psalms 127:1. Except Yahweh build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except Yahweh keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain.
Any work done by man, eventually it's going to fall apart. That's why even with the apostles and that, they told these to leave these men alone. If their works be of the Most High, there's nothing you can do about it. But if it isn't, right, then naturally they'll just fall apart. The Most High will disband it. And that's the same people don't command to go do these things. So anything outside the scriptures is your own carnality.
Ego and foolishness, man. We have a clear mandate of what we should be, how we should be operating in this ministry, and none of it is militarization. Now, again, let's not be stupid now. Like, there might be situations where you got to defend yourself. A man breaks into your house, you got a gun in your house, you got a gun license. You're not just gonna be like, oh, kill me and my family. But again, that situation would be nothing to do with the ministry. That's just you on a personal level defending yourself. Yeah, don't be stupid. What we're saying is the ministry, as in the followers of Yahweh Shai and the man them, our job is to teach the word and feed the sheep until such a time as that's not our job. And we're commanded to do otherwise. As an army, the discipline the Lord has put us onto is not to fight physically, but to fight with the word of his faith, with the word of his testimony. And that happens even in a conventional army. Remember, you had you got if you watch that show Spartacus, I think it was the second season, and you had Crassus, I remember Crassus told his son, listen, go corner Spartacus and them, man, but don't attack them. Just corner them and wait for me, because obviously he knew, like, bro, that I need to be there to manage the battle so we could actually win. And then the son got gassed, thought that he could get a great victory. And what ended up happening? Then man got broke up, yeah. And then when the man come, man was vexed. And he's like, my word and my will. You're supposed to be, you know what I mean? He was vexed. He's like, brother, I told you to fucking stand down.
Right.
And then instead of standing down like a good soldier, you went and did what you weren't meant to do. And then messed up the whole opportunity. And then he ended up having to decimate his brethren, because he had to punish man for not listening. Because showing you that a soldier's not just about go kill. A soldier is discipline.
That's right.
So part of a soldier is not to kill. Like when David had his men with him and that Benjamin tried to run off his mouth, they said, yo, Lord, let's just go down there and remove head removal specialism right now. And they were dead serious. That man would have went there, Mexican cartel business, right, straight.
Yeah.
Man's head, if David had said, yeah, do so.
Done.
That man was some serious killers. I actually
Mighty
became
man.
talking about killers. They were mighty men,
Mighty.
and they were on that for real. But what did David say to them? Chill. So what did they do? Chill. They chilled. Now Joab broke that, and that's what ended up being the end of Joab. Because remember, Joab killed Abner after David had made peace. Joab took it upon himself to revenge his brother. Was it Asahel? And then he juked Abner, who's a honorable man, under the rib and killed him. And David's like, what the? That was a bad soldier. A good soldier is not just the guy that just runs into battle and fights. A good soldier is on the discipline. So when your commander tells you not to fight, hold your ground, regardless of what's happening, that's the job of a soldier too.
So, well, it's even the scriptures speak, highly against disobedience, right? Which is why the king, Samuel, Prophet Samuel said to King Saul, right, disobedience,
better than
sacrifice.
Rebellion is the sin of witchcraft.
And what you do with the witch, man? Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
And that's why them zealots were going off, because them zealots were trying to build themselves, militarize themselves, guerrillarize themselves, and take down Rome according to their own way. But the Lord wasn't going to take Rome down that way. So you got to do it the Lord's way. And the Lord's way is for good reason. Because it's just better for the story that way. It's better that way.
A bit more. It's like the last two verses. Verse 38. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For if this counsel of this work be of men, it will come to naught. But if it be of the Most High, you cannot overthrow it, lest happily he be found even to fight against the Most High.
There you go.
And that's why we're not worried about our enemies, man. Because we know all our enemies are stronger than us.
Yeah.
You know? Volker, for instance, right? He's scared to death of the Hebrew Israelites, man.
And he's trying to paint us in a way that we're not. He wants to paint us like we're militarized.
Yeah.
But we're not a threat to the people in the way of, man's just gonna walk into a supermarket and just start spraying down Edomites. We don't believe in that.
We're just a threat to your faith and your pride, man.
You know what I'm saying? But he would love to give that belief out there that we're just some nut job, crazy fanatics that just want to kill people. No. That's not how we roll. We don't agree with that. And if some bugged out Hebrew decided to go kidnap some Edomite and kill him, you're wrong and you shouldn't have done that. First of all, that dude might not even be an Edomite that you killed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you weren't commanded to go out there and kill nobody. Well, you would have been better off getting the scriptures together and going and teaching. But you're carnal. That's why what did you achieve by going and killing anyone? You're just trying to satiate your lust for blood.
Because even on your point, Ron, it's just like when the commissioner, remember that day they tried to have us up in Oxford Circus. The commissioner came, she was like, man, these man are cool, man. They pray for me, brothers.
Yeah,
you know?
we're peaceable.
Yeah, be peaceful to the all possible. Be peaceful with all men. And also agree with our adversary quickly.
Be blameless.
Be blameless. Yeah.
You know, you can't accuse us of nothing.
Yeah. Oh,
What have we done other than teach the word? Yeah, it might not be agreeable to everybody, but what have we done? We've done nothing.
No, we don't teach no one to go be violent. No, do good. That way they can't say nothing against you. Esau's not going to be able to blame us and say, "Oh, see there." No, no. Listen, all we did was teach the word.
And this is why they're gonna fabricate. That's why they do
That's a
fabricate.
lie, like how they did with Yahweh Shai. That's to make up false allegations or set up some fake, some some crisis actors to act like they're Hebrews and then do some stupidness.
And now,
Knowing
now
that
they're gonna
with the
and now with the AI and that kind of stuff. Now it's getting spooky, man. But you know, these things they're gonna have to use.
That's it.
You know, because we're upstanding citizens, man.
Yeah, we're up,
We told
we
it.
work,
We
and
told
we
it.
pay our taxes.
Yeah, we don't dodge the system and nothing.
You know what I'm saying? We open the door for old ladies.
We rented the system.
Yeah, we carry ourselves
All of that.
with with great manners, even among the heathen.
Yeah.
We're not like we're not gonna go up into a heathen's establishment. You heathen, blah, 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 blah. You show a man respect. You respect a man according to who he is.
Right.
Yeah. And I've seen that with myself. I've been with the apostles, and we go up in a restaurant, and the apostles treat the owners of the restaurant with they have dignity, man. We're not gonna be in there being all belligerent. Oh, heathen, come over here. Blah, blah. No, it's a thank you, please.
Yeah.
Oh, look what happened last week.
Tips. Yeah.
Remember last week? Yeah, they looked
Yeah.
like Elam and that.
Oh, yeah,
But they swear, and I was like, hey man, hey, you know, they dealt with man all right, man.
You know, because we're not animals, we're not beasts, but that's how vocab would want to portray us to the world, like we're these animals and the beasts. And then you got certain Hebrew Israelites that, for the reason of views, pretend to be like that on camera.
Play into it. Yeah.
Trying to be all like them. But no, listen, we're not monsters, man. We just telling you the truth.
This is why you want to come talk to us.
And even if we hate you, that doesn't mean we can't have dignity. I can hate an Edomite, right, and still carry myself like a human being. Like I work with Edomites all the time. I don't just walk in and trust me. I don't start acting crazy. There's no need for it. You act like an adult. Keep your emotions on the check. You can hate someone and still work with them to achieve a goal or do what you're doing. You ain't got to act like an idiot. You know what I'm saying? But that's that's how they want Jake to be. No, man, we have what's called what's the word? Etiquette, man. Composure. You know, poise. Grace. Grace. Yeah. That parliamentary procedure here. Yeah, man.
Matthew 26, and start from 51. And behold, one of them which were with Yahweh stretched out his hand and drew his sword, and struck a servant of the high priest, and smote off his hair. Then said Yahweh unto him, Put up again thy sword into his breast, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword.
When's the time to fight?
Yeah, sword ain't the answer for everything.
But Yahweh did say, if this were my kingdom, my servants would fight, right? There is a time when that will come, but the time is not now.
And the sword ain't always the answer to every altercation, man.
Right.
And a lot of Jake wouldn't be in jail right now if they understood that the sword ain't gotta be the answer to everything. Sometimes you have to just chill, and that's why the scriptures speak against wrath. But especially these emotional Jake in the hood, like the sword becomes their answer to almost every problem and every altercation, because they're carnal, and then they end up messing their life up.
But this is why say vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, right? Because there is an appointed time for vengeance, right? And it doesn't mean that won't be, done by your hand. Yeah. The Lord might have it, but it's just when the Lord's ready, when it's the Lord.
Sometimes getting that vengeance is gonna cost you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta learn, as the scriptures say, when to turn the other cheek. Like sometimes you gotta learn when you gotta cut your losses. And it's better for you to just gossip, and it hurts because it's that male ego. That male ego is deadly, bro. Because that ego's like, nah, I don't want my. I gotta get my lick back, or I gotta show man that I'm the big man. And sometimes it's like, you know what? Let the Lord, and that happens with brothers. Go on. I know you got
like our most popular video of this camp. Remember? Those dudes were trying to.
Irish.
And we didn't touch none. We didn't know.
And then Spirit put the spirit on the guys in the crowd to punch him up. And then we get crazy. And they were bleeding and the guys went away.
You know,
Hey,
It had
it's
nothing to do.
it's not every day you got to fish some man up. You know, and they get Jake like that all the time. Listen, Esau, especially in the workplace, Esau knows how to wind Jake up, right? And instead of Jake being wise as a serpent, because there's ways as we brothers, when we're advising brothers in the workplace, we're looking at employment law. We're playing the long game.
Long game pays
And the long game pays you out. Jake don't want to play the long game. Oh man, if that manager says something to me again, fam, what? I know dickhead, fam, man, and then they'll punch up the manager. And now everything, even if the manager was doing madness, it doesn't matter what he was doing, you're fired. Gross misconduct here, and you might catch a case of that. Yeah? And then all of
That's in the file now.
you know, when what you should have done was, we would have said, all right, he's fucking with you, bro. Okay, what I want you to do is record every instance that he does this, that, and the other. Build it up over the next 3 months. Yeah, and then you're gonna put a grievance in. We're gonna send it to the head office. Boom, get the ball rolling. Next thing you know, you're off. You're off for like 6-8 months pay. You know what I'm saying? But that's because there's a way to deal with situations with subtlety and points. Not everything is wrath. Not everything is anger, and I'm ready to throw down with a man. Like you're in prison.
That's what the scripture says, pride goeth before destruction. Because you were saying, you see it in the story certain times, you get the guy, he's like, you know what? You know, we're not gonna get back. But then like people in his ranks like well, right? But you know, the pride in that.
Well, you gotta know when it's gonna benefit you in the long term.
Precept, right? Because we're in this world right now to suffer, man. Right? Things are not always gonna go our way, man. And you have to use your smart, your wisdom, man. Things you learn in the scriptures.
So you got to cut your losses, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And you just have to trust in the Lord. You have to just trust, man. Right? So I'm going to read this. It's 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 18. Servants, be subject to your masters. Right? We've all got managers and all these different types of things here that we have to fucking answer, whether they're dickheads or not. Right? It's true, right? We've got bills to pay.
Yeah, one of them guys at my work was a dickhead to me. I'm sorry, I just found out he died of cancer, man.
This probably this guy was a walking curse.
You know, and I didn't. When he did what he did, it didn't stop me because I'm promoted in the company. I'm alive. I'm doing my thing, and he's dead. But he tried to basically give man a little disciplinary thing, but tried to make it look like he was having mercy when he didn't need to do it at all. But I was like, cool. And he's been a dickhead to certain man. He's dead now. Now I could have crashed out and made a big thing out of it, but I just let it go. Like, well, okay, have that, bro. It's not gonna stop me.
And even me with the plantation, man, this dude, when I just started, like, you know, when someone's doing a read, I'm reporting to them, man. And you know, this guy actually sounds like this. He actually sounds like a fucking troll under a bridge. I'm gonna get in trouble.
What was that? Amalekai and Recess, man.
Yeah. The Point Dexter.
Yeah,
You know,
with a hook nose.
And like, basically, I remember like this happened maybe this year or last year. There was a period he was humble. I didn't hear enough for him. I just see him on the full quiet. Then it was a Sunday. Then I heard he was on Tuesday. He was dead. And then I found out he was dying of cancer the whole time.
And you're still there.
Yeah.
And you're doing better, got your thing together. Now, what if you crashed out on him and done the nigga thing?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have a job right now. No kind of foolishness. So it doesn't always pay to be wrathful. It doesn't always pay to deal with every situation according to death and destruction. Sometimes you gotta know how to take the L. And if I'm telling you, there's a lot of Jake right now whose life is fucked, that it all goes back to a moment where they could have just chose to take the L, but then they wanted to be the big man, and now they're sitting down for 30 or they're sitting down for 20.
Yeah.
And then really, when they look back at it, they're like, you know what, man? I should have just took the L on them. I would have been fine.
We need to get this in our mind, man. That at the end of the day, we're gonna win. We're gonna win, man. We're gonna win. And so all it takes is your patience. You know, that's how you
This is Matthew 18:6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, the better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, that, you would drown.
They're gonna bring curses upon themselves.
Yeah, anything you think you could do to that person,
Most
the Lord can do more over a longer period of time and put them through even more. So you could punch them up and do some foolishness and get out of character now,
Got a black eye.
or you could just, you know what? All right,
Is it my eyes that get a black eye at best? You know what I mean? Or whether
Like just
the month will heal up. Or
especially in
one
this
bang,
kingdom.
like,
Because
one hook.
in this kingdom,
That's it.
self-defense is hard to fight. It's like you can't punch a man 3 times in his face and then say it's self-defense.
Yeah.
So a lot of times as a man now, you gotta know, like, you know what, man, certain things, let me try and avoid it, and then they'll just go on my way, and then the Lord's gonna deal with you.
Hey, man, it was, what you call it? Every now and then you be in a chat where you can see a name, and you just know in a period of time. It's just you rise, you face the east.
I was just gonna post 2 last seconds.
But even even by myself, there was one guy, man. He was just being a demon, man. Right? And then I found out, man, his wife gave birth to some chick with some child, some rare ass disease, man. And then I said, you know, when you got a child, that's hell. That's hell. Red.
you know, they're not gonna stay together.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Yeah.
Smash that,
Yeah.
smash that everything, bro.
Oh, that's
You know?
Yeah, man. Hey, like I said,
Should have just treated me nice.
everything ain't about the sword, man. The sword ain't the solution to everything, man. You got to be spiritual sometimes. You got to be disciplined. You got to control your emotions. You got to be wise as a serpent. And that's something a lot of Jake don't learn because of so much of the male ego, especially in black culture, is surrounding about who can be the most wrathful. So they get into situations, and it's just like, how the only way to prove I'm a man is to be wrathful. Especially if them niggas has been to prison, they're the worst dude. Then they got everything has to. Would you say?
They got a rep. They got a rep to hold.
Their ego is totally fragile, man, and that's why they end up going back in. Because a man will do the most minor thing where you'd be like, whatever, man, I'm gonna go live my life. And then this guy has to blow out and prove to everyone, and then you just end up sitting on the bench.
Yeah, and after about 10 or 15 years of prison, you know what I mean, it's a bit wham now, Wayne. Muslim. Back in the day, man, I realized I should have just took the L.
Yeah. Oh, really?
No
No
shit.
They showed you.
shit,
Yeah,
sir.
but if you read the scriptures, you would know. There's a time and a place for all things, man.
Let's finish this off. Be back in 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 18. Servants, be subject to your masters with all fear, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the forward assholes. Right?
Yep.
For this is thankworthy. The most I'm looking at it, look, man, you're being obedient. You know,
Do
you're
your
holding it
job.
down.
Hey, look, I'll always say this at work: do your job. Even if your manager's an asshole, do your job. It doesn't help you to now start fuck this. No, just do your job. Pray to the Most High, and if it's really an issue, read up that employee handbook, yeah, and make your plans. And whether it is, I'm gonna get out here, because some man, okay, there's a promotion, I can get out the promotion or whatever. But there'll always be a way the Lord will provide, right, for you to get away from it. But the main thing is keep your integrity and do what you're meant to do, and the Lord's gonna work for you.
Yeah.
But if you chimp out, you end up on World Star, like, because you chimped out.
Yeah, that's what they want.
And they'll do it. And then Esau's the master at drawing people out and then only showing you the chimp out. You know that? Remember that black girl that chimped out and threw the food on them, that white couple? And then she said, and then he said, we are superior. Yeah. I met her. I see her. I didn't meet her, but I was in parking, innit? I said, I know this girl. One day if I see her, I'm gonna say, look, what happened? Because I know for a fact they started it. But then once Jake chimp out, they had the camera out. They've only managed the camera on what you've done. And because you're so flipping angry, you're saying and doing anything because you don't care at that point. But before the chimp out, you know Esau flipping was drawing her out, innit?
A couple weeks ago, there was a Jake that left our plantation in lockdown, innit? And obviously when a lockdown happened, he got like all of this like emotion with the Black Lives Matter and all that. So he was saying too much. He was leading much to the plantation. Well, anyway, at the time he obviously left, said, I'm leaving the job, but the dude came back to work at the lowest position to pick up rubbish in a plantation. And they brought him to the interview and just turned him away. You know? You know, you turn them away. You know? And I remember at the time we were doing racism and a system like point next to Edomite. Like nigga, do you?
Yeah, know your audience, they say.
Yeah.
Know your
There's a time and a place for everything.
You live in a world that is full of oppression. Like, you're not going to escape it wherever you go.
That's it.
You know, you have to come to terms with the situation
Do
that people are in.
Do your job, be smart, have a plan.
Yeah.
Like if you're looking for a particular role, know what you do to try and achieve that role. Be a man. You know what I mean? Don't get caught up in emotions, man, and be strategic. And that's also part of being a soldier. Being able to be strategic and be patient and to suffer to get to where you want to get to, which is what matters. And not making impulsive and emotional choices, man, that will ultimately hurt you in the long run.
Yep. So, sorry. Go on.
No, I was just saying, like, for us, we've got good guidance, right? I starting off with scriptures and stuff. But a lot of these people, they'll be learning how to act off of Instagram. Like, for instance, I've got to just keep. I'm just gonna keep real. You get certain ease where it's like I'll be watching them, and I'm like, they all take the offense. They'll be like, oh yeah, we can't be who we want to be. They always say we're such and such. And I'm watching them and stuff, but we're actually doing what they're accusing you of doing. But because you've heard it on Instagram, right, that yeah, we're always being oppressed, we can't be who we were. It's regurgitate, and I'm just like, no, you are actually being obnoxious, right?
Yeah.
You know, you'll be there in the thing. You're like, you're
They'll
actually
draw you.
being.
They want you to draw you out and get you. You have to learn how to keep your composure, especially when you're dealing with Edomites.
Yes.
You got to learn how to keep your composure in order to win. The minute you lose your composure with Edomites, you've already lost because they're going to draw you out. And then I'm like, there was a video the other day, a black woman chimping out at this white woman, and I know the situation she was in because you see these Edomites, especially Edomite women, they don't like to move out the way when they're walking.
Yes.
This is an actual thing. Like you'll be walking, and like my woman, even the funny thing I was watching it is like my woman's been complaining for years that when you're walking in the street and there'll be like two white women, they will expect you to just like come off the pavement to walk past. And then I had another Jake tell me the same thing the other day. So you end up having to walk through them. But then when you walk through them now, imagine you get pissed now. They'll try to confront you about it, and then you're gonna let out all them emotions, yeah, that you built up because they've been doing it. You know what I'm saying? But you have to keep your composure at all times when it comes to these people. Do not let them get you so angry that you get into that epic mode. Because they're gonna get you.
I want to finish this off.
And that's important. That's why the scriptures speak about controlling your spirit, man.
Ruling, the scripture says a man can't rule the spirit.
You have to rule your spirit and understand when people are drawing you out to chimp out. Yeah, because you don't rule this kingdom. So you chimping out is going to work against you. Because all people are going to see is that you got angry and you started shouting and you started moving mad. When we know that between us, yeah, that man was doing breeze. No, you find another way around it. There's a way to deal with Esau according to the system. Oh, yeah, okay, don't worry. I'm going to call the police. Or I'm going to report you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Which makes upset both guys.
But that was smart.
Yeah,
We turned the system against him. We didn't chimp out because that's what he wants.
Yeah.
He wants man to chimp out. We said, no, I ain't going to chimp out. We just call the police and go through the proper channels and get you removed like good citizens. Now what? We get what we want, you get removed, and we get to teach. That's how you have to start moving. But Jake's been taught not to find avenues like that. Like when you're in the workplace, there's ways to deal with belligerent customers. You don't have to serve someone that's belligerent. You calmly tell them to stop what you're doing, and if they don't stop, you remove yourself from the situation, you report it to the manager, and that person will get dealt with. And when you're calm with people, they get angry now. And then they say the N-word, and then now you got them bang to rights. Yeah, I'm here, yep. And you're getting arrested now, and then you're getting them arrested. Rather than you chimping out, and now they got you bang to rights. Always stay calm and strategic. Why is this? The scripture says what? Why is this serpents and as harmless as doves? That's what Jake got to learn. So many Jake I see it happen to, man, chimping out.
No, I'm going to finish this off. I can't get the 3 words. For this is thankworthy, like First Peter 2:19. For this is thankworthy if a man for conscience toward God endure grief, suffering wrongfully. For what glory is it if when ye are buffeted for your faults, he shall take it patiently. But if when you do well and suffer for it, you take it patiently, this is acceptable with the Most High. So we all have to be prepared to suffer, man. And a lot of Jake don't want to be in that situation, man. And so they rather act out to prove to themselves that they're manly or whatever the case may be. But we're expected to suffer, man. You know, to endure grief.
That's why, hey, listen, this is real. That's why we brothers have had situations. They come, we talk to each other, and we come up with a game plan. We come up with a game plan of how to get around the thing, whether it's, you know, whether it's you got a report or whether it's just, yo, keep your head down, brother. Don't worry. We're going to look for something better, or we're going to look for something else. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's a temptation at the end of the day. And that's why the Lord said he'll make, you know, find a way for you to enjoy it and to get out of it.
Man, for record, man. Hey, you gotta be wise as serpents, man.
Because if I could say, Esau would happily do that to you.
Yeah,
Happily.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, like especially like if you're a Jake manager, man. He will find a way.
Like always get something written in writing, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a superpower.
Yeah. Email.
If your email is a legal document, man. So if a manager's telling you some bullshit, you just simply say to that, "Can you send me an email just confirming that to me?" And they'll even know, "Oh, I can't send them that email."
You have one you can say.
And then so now they know, like, okay, well, I can't tell you this.
Yeah.
This is why you gotta know the employee law and understand what's going on. Now, if you're in America, I don't know how bugged out they are, but there's probably a way over there to do things differently. But you got whatever way that is, you gotta figure it out, man. But don't chimp out. That's it. It ain't the way. Is this we have right? And then we'll get back to this one now.
Let's go Proverbs 15 and 18. A lustful man stilleth up strife, but he that is slow to anger appeases strife.
Strife out strife, man. You cause problems, man. Problems for yourself most of the time.
You know, Jake's sound unreasonable.
Yeah.
Like, they hear one side. Wait, what are you trying to say? Like, they just want to just start something.
Bro, a hothead is easily manipulated. Hey, Sonny from Godfather. That's how they got him killed. Because they knew as soon as he heard that my man put hands on his sister, they knew he was just gonna hop in the whip and storm over there, and that's how they killed Sonny. What made what's his name? Al Pacino. Oh, fuck. Michael. What made Michael come superior to Sonny was he was patient and calculated, and he wasn't impulsive. Even when he was angry, you wouldn't know. That's why he was a superior Don to Sonny. Sonny was a hothead, and it got him killed. Because when you know a man's a hothead, easy to manipulate, and they're impulsive, and they always end up putting themselves in a bad situation.
And
Man.
that's what Esau did to Jake. And everything that he pushes in this imagery of like basically pushing that thing of like Jake is in this position. He knows how to use that against Jake, man.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta be careful with these either, man.
Because really, that's the spirit of that's that Rocco's spirit of Cain. Yeah. You know what I mean, he's just like, fuck it. I'm gonna shut.
Act first, think about it later.
Yeah. When he got put out, I mean, my brother.
Videos of people leaving a job, by crashing out. You never do that. Listen, you never do that because you never know. You never know. So what you even if you hate the job, you always leave in a respectable manner. Because then no one can say anything bad about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's true. Going forward in life, that's one of the I learned that from my grandparents and that. To say this, you never know the way you act in a particular situation. If someone that's involved later on down the line, you go for a job and that's the person interviewing, and all they remember is when you crashed out like a fool. But people turn that into a social media and people be, you should have. Bro, it's no need, man. You've already left. So, handing your resignation, it's been good. Bye. Gotta go. Yeah, go on.
They were saying that you say like you never allow someone a crocodile before you cross them in.
Yeah, man, that happened with my woman the other day. Like, the job she's at, the manager hates her. And I said, listen, just go through. Don't do no bullshit. Just go through the process of leaving or whatever, and leave with respect and amicable. That's it. There's no win for doing stupid shit. There's nothing you can win from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just make sure that if they do have something bad to say about you, it's a lie. But if you give them an opportunity to say, yeah, and he left and he threw glasses everywhere and smashed it and chimped out and look, it's online. Look, what are you doing, man? I quit. When you start doing foolishness.
Where I had it, my old manager from my previous job, he used to give me hell and trying to target me, right? And I found out through the grapevine, the old staff, they had mental health problems, runs out now, it's not the same. Like, I don't know, like it's suicidal or whatever happened to him, right? And then the spirit had it where years later, maybe last year, I saw him in a car park in my new work uniform for my new company. And not, pride. I know I earned I mean, a bit more than him. And I was in my bird car, which is a bigger car than mine. So I was like, hey, how you doing, man? Oh, that's a nice car. I was just, where do you work now? I told him where I work. And I see his spirit. You know what I mean, tough. But I can't lie. On the corner, I was I remember when you did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you won.
Yeah.
She was pretty good that day.
And guess what? I actually went to my old branch to buy stuff like building material, and they gave me a discount. I'd say thank you for all the food you gave me. The food you gave me, I was able to get better jobs. But I was respectful. So now I still get discount.
Yes, you see what I mean? Now, if you chimped out
I
now,
wanted to crash out.
People forget that everything nowadays is forever. If it ends up on the internet, man, ain't no taking that stuff down. You know?
yeah, but I know, yeah, so and that's why you gotta have good people around you that can with cool heads that can give you advice, man. You know what I'm saying? And like an adult and not like a teenage child. Yeah, go on.
Ecclesiasticus 1 and 21. The fear of the Lord driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath. A furious man cannot be justified, for the sway of his fury shall be his destruction.
There you go.
You're meant to have rule over your spirit, man. When you get emotional, it means you're not in control.
We
know,
we
that's
know,
not-
listen, we know the type of dudes, man, and we know where they ended up, man. I've never seen a hothead progress in life. Hotheads are always in problems, and I don't know. Do you know one? You know someone that's a hothead that's progressed anywhere in life? Nowhere.
My aunt, what do you call it? She's of the Leviticus. That still makes sense. She's of the Leviticus, and the thing is, growing up, she started off. She was always a hothead, but like when she started working, she was actually making something of herself, right? I mean, she was a lesbian, black woman. Like no, as in like in terms of like in this world, right?
No.
Right? But yeah, man, yeah.
I didn't expect that.
It's the Leviticus community, isn't it?
Oh, is that what I mean?
Yeah, that's what's it?
Oh,
Yashawamba, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Right? No, but it was like she was all working herself up, right? And in this world, she was ticking all of the boxes, right? Black woman, whatever. And then when brothers saw it, they were like, "Damn, you've been living with us." Yeah,
That's your uncle, bro.
Oh, shit. Oh,
But I thought
that's disrespectful.
No, but for real, based upon I'm trying to make is, I look at her now, she's fucked her whole life up because she's always a hothead. Always someone that was starting up trouble, and he knew how to work her. He knew how to work her. Exactly. Press some buttons because she was the type of person. That's what I was saying earlier on about that. Oh, having.
You know that trauma is deep, man. Exactly. You know that trauma is fucking deep, man. It's nice. To in that space.
Yeah.
It starts off in school.
Exactly.
Yeah. About like take kids being victimized,
And
then you go. It continues on in the way.
Exactly. Gaslighting. And that's I had one old manager, Mo, right? It's another reason why this place is going to be destroyed because it's like obviously that person ain't right in their head, so why are they above anyway? Okay, but it's like what do you call it? He was a master gaslight, because what do you call it? When we would have like our one-to-ones, like he will gaslight the most, right? But in public, he would then be like, "Oh yeah, well done, Ratazama." So then when I'm now coming being like, "Yo, Like this man's like man's you don't respect man. It's like, oh, but he's giving you praise. I was like, yo, this is some good devil right here.
Yeah.
You know?
But he handled it. Now you
Moving on.
move on, and you're still in his truth, which is the main thing. And that's why you have to keep everything in perspective. We're not here to get revenge every day for people and their foolishness. We just got to maneuver through this world, stay in this truth, do the work of the ministry, and get some fried chicken, man. And that's it, man. All right, we're good. All right, so let me read this. So going back to this, right? So I said compare Hebrew Israelite groups to the U.S. military, and it said comparing the Hebrew Israelite groups to the U.S. military is not a direct or balanced comparison because the two entities are fundamentally different in purpose, scale, organization, and capability. However,
It's like I would say what do you call it? Operation Midnight Hammer, right? If you believe the story that they actually told, they had a whole like cross continents, right? From the official story, they had a whole network of fighter jets, refueling jets, stealth jets, right? Each of those bombs, I think, is like they dropped 6 of them. I forgot how much they were. They're like $30 million each. And they dropped 6 of them. I think the whole mission was like $500 million, officially speaking. Whether what actually happened, we're gonna find out in the kingdom.
so is that they're comparing different. I mean, you can guess what they're saying. So they said our thing is religious and cultural identity movement, whereas their thing is like national defense, global security, power projection. They're on a whole different ballgame. We're generally non-militarized, and they're like organized military organization. Obviously, they got formal military branches: Army, Navy, Marines, Space Force, Cyber Command. It says we got civilian-based voluntary cultural followers. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're not, look, man, we're not even in the game, man. Weaponry, typically unarmed, some fringe militant elements, no formal combat training.
Dudes getting sprayed with mace.
What are you doing?
What's that going to do?
Rules of engagement non-formally established. Then you got the U.S. military, nuclear arsenal, aircraft carriers, stealth jets, drones, rigorous training, combat schools, war colleges, and governed by the international. Well, that's bullshit. Operational reach. Hebrew Israelite, mainly in the U.S., some presence in Africa, Caribbean. Force projection, none. None. Cyberspace, C4, not applicable.
The only thing cyber scoffing on the
Then you got the U.S. military, global bases, deployments in 70 plus countries, capable of striking anywhere in the world in hours. Advanced cyberspace, AI, and communication systems.
Yeah, real quick, precept.
Yeah.
This is, Jeremiah 50:22, because you're talking about all the base and stuff. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
So how are they going to go from where they are right now? Because I was reading it, what Esau got compared to us.
Because we're gonna buy guns, and raise up conventional because it's not gonna happen.
Maybe that's what we need to have 1,000 years for. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I thought we have to build up, and put money up.
So the AI gave his final thoughts. It says comparing Hebrew Israelite groups to the U.S. military is like comparing a religious congregation to the Pentagon. If you're asking whether militant fringe elements within these groups pose any kind of security threat, it's a different question. And in those cases, the threat is extremely limited, localized, and law enforcement typically handles it, not the military. So what they're basically saying is, even if you've got a bunch of Hebrew Israelites that think they want to be paramilitary and want to get a few guns, they'll just send the police. It's like it's not even worth the military getting out of bed. That's like an overkill. They'll just send a couple police officers and a SWAT team to deal with. That just shows you that we're not on no level. In 2025, the Hebrew Israelites, we're not conventionally a military operation, and neither will we be, and neither should we be, because that's not what the Lord is desiring. However, we're still an army. We're just not a conventional army in the eyes of the world. But the scriptures speak in Ezekiel 37. Let's get that this is an army. It is an army. But the Lord's doing things a little bit different.
And spiritual when I was, driving here in traffic, like, and you brothers is going to this point about not trusting like in your own mind, and us being weak in comparison to Esau. The car in front of you has
Oh shit.
like literally.
That's the game changer.
Like literally. At the same time,
That's the power right there.
at the same time,
The Lord's working.
the brother just was mentioning, being spiritual, not trusting in our military,
When-
right? So called.
When we consider,
Challenge,
man,
man.
one angel enough to destroy it, you know what I mean?
185,000
Planet. You know what I mean? Like when the Lord comes back with thousands of angels, thousands of angels,
That's overkill. And the Lord ain't got no conventional military. That's
and,
not
and, and there really is no need for the Lord to do that other than to project force, to project power.
So,
That's the only thing. You
But
don't
we
need
have to
all that.
believe in that. And that's why the Lord wants us to believe in that rather than believe in ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because if we had all the guns and all the superior, if we had superior force to Esau, then we just say, oh, it was our superior force that we beat them. Of course we beat them because we got nukes and we got this and that. But when we beat them there, it has to be the Lord, man.
Yeah, because that's what the Lord's always been about, man. The Lord is all about getting the glory, right? As He should, mind you. Put that out there. Which is why you had instances like with Gideon. Because the Lord knew. The Lord knew, was like, look, man, if all of you go, I already know what you lot are going to
Say,
say.
yeah, we won it. We won it. It's all about-
You have like the mighty men, just like on the things. Yeah, babe. You went out there. We chopped them man up. But the Lord was like, nah, bro. It's all about me getting the floor.
Yeah, man. All right, go on.
Sorry, can I get I got one here. Judith 9, verse book of Judith, I ain't got one over 8. Judith 9 and 7. Behold, the Assyrians are multiplied in their power. They are exalted with horse and man. They glory in the strength of their footmen. They trust in shield and spear.
And that's what the Lord is completely taken away from us. The ability to trust in shield and spear. Where we have to put our trust solely in Him and His grace. That's the position the Lord wants us to be in. Because if He didn't want us to be, hey, we could rise up with bare rifle, AR-15 missile, hypersonic, like Iran and them, man. But we're not. Nowhere near that. Like Iran and them, man, have got their things. We got this. This is what we got, and we're happy with that.
Yep. So they trust in shield and spear and bow and sling, and know not that thou art the Lord that breakest the battles. The Lord is thy name.
Go. And that's what people are going to find out, because at the end of the day, this army is going to come from nowhere with the Lord and conquer. And it's the people that man fought. This ain't no people. This ain't no army. What kind of army is this? They ain't got no weapons. They ain't got no nothing. Yeah, and the same people, the Lord's going to rise up.
And that's the same sort of thing that David said to Goliath.
Yeah.
You know?
Same spirit.
The same thing, right?
That was a giant.
Yeah. The rest of Israel didn't want to fight, man. But David
It's
wasn't scared.
a mismatch. You know, like
I was gonna say, I thought about it 2 minutes ago. I said, nah, it's not the time.
I wouldn't say it.
No, but then if it's that,
No. That was a much more of a mismatch. I'm only playing.
it
That
means
was
it's like,
crazy.
someone is winning September.
Verse 10, you great army.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Ezekiel 37, verse 10. So I prophesied as He commanded me.
So what's what we're doing? We're prophesying.
Yep.
We're bringing out this word, which is powerful, which is mightier than any AR-15 or any hypersonic missile.
Yeah.
The word, the truth is mighty. Go on.
And it says, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army.
That's the elect. The election is an exceeding great army, specifically the men, because women are not part of the army of Israel. Men, yeah, but we're described as an army. And even can we get Yahweh Shai said, "I've chosen you to be a soldier." In the New Testament, confirms that when you come into this thing, yeah, you're chosen to be a soldier of Israel. But that don't mean you start dropping and rolling. Start doing the rolling shit. Like Al Qaeda training videos, you know what I'm saying?
Look, check when you come out.
Hey, but even their training videos look better than ISUPK's videos, man. But that's because they had that good CIA training.
Like, who's like the brothers like, and
Bro, you shouldn't even be in that situation. But I was gonna say, check. When
It's
we
a
came
middle-
out of Egypt, we come out as a host, as an army, right?
Yeah.
But which one of us was trained in warfare? None of us. We were just technically civilians, you know. But we went to war. You know, we wasn't training. The Lord brought us victory in the battles, man.
Yeah, because
You know?
if we had such a great army at that time, we would have fought our way out of Egypt.
That's
But
right.
the Lord delivered us out.
That's it.
You know. So yeah, look, man, it's everything is the way it is for a reason. We're supposed to be the poor. We're not supposed to be rich. So that you can't point to these things and say that's why we were delivered. The Lord has stripped us of everything that you could carnally say, okay, yeah, we were supposed to win. No, really, we're supposed to lose. When you really break it down and you do the mathematics here, as a people, we are like wounded and destroyed and weak. I don't care about your music videos.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the reality of the world, because like basketball and all that stuff is BS. In the reality of the world, in terms of projection of power, in terms of being able to make laws and make things happen, we're nowhere to be found. Even Elam has more power in the world than us.
Yes. Yep. That's why you get your Matt. I'll keep thinking about this. Like, you know, with Matt Walsh, when he made that statement of like, yeah, what he said was of great pride. Really, what he said, he was basically saying no one can take us down, and that because Edomites know. That's why they'll hear what we're saying, and deep down they're stopping these guys.
Yeah, they know.
Because it is the actual truth.
Military.
But there is one.
But it's not the actual.
No, I mean like here, right? But there is one who is greater in power than you.
Yeah.
And you're just hoping he don't exist or he's not going to turn up.
Oh, yeah.
Bro,
You know?
It's sort of like, remember that example? He was speak about when he was maybe like the big one, whatever.
Oh yeah, the Native American Indians, they won in the Supreme Court, and then the president said, "Okay, now that you've done that, you've made that ruling, enforce it." But they can't, because the leader of the armed forces is the president. So even if the court makes a decision, the president has to get the army to enforce it. Yeah, because the world runs on
That's
listen.
the powers.
The reality is that this world runs on badness. Whether you want to call it street badness or legalized badness, badness rules the world. He who has the power over death is the one that's ruling. That's a fact. The man that is the most feared killer is the one that's ruling the world. The elites are killers. They kill people. You cross them, you die. That's how they have that power. Esau has gained supremacy over the world. Imagine if Esau didn't have no guns. You think he'd be ruling the world? No, because someone else with guns would just take that fuck you then. Boom. Badness, yeah? Badness is what rules the world. What only problem is that these men don't realize is the Lord is going to up our badness level to something different. With them spiritual badness. Yeah. But power and, you know, the power over death is what it is, man.
Because you think about it, Scripture says every knee shall bow, every tongue. Like you can imagine everyone's oh shit. It just like
It's fair, man.
Esau hasn't got everyone like that.
yeah.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? But the Most High can give us the ability so everyone can bow. Everyone's gonna bow, man. Everyone's gonna be scared. Everyone's gonna be
Yeah,
scared, man.
because Lord's coming with that true
Real badness.
superior military.
All kings of the earth shall wail.
Yeah, Joel 2:11. Let's get that.
Getting that. So Romans 9:17, for the Scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
Because even Egypt was a great military power back then. They had chariots. Israel never had chariots. So that's the equivalent. Like, it's a force multiplier. You look up force multipliers, man. When a man's got chariots and you ain't got chariots, you're automatically at a disadvantage in war. They had chariots. That's like having the tanks, and you know obviously it's not a tank, but it's better to be rolling on the chariots.
That means that the horses, they beat move around faster,
They have
carry
more money.
multiple people, weapons, and all kinds of things. You know.
But guess what? They lost, man, through the Lord. The Lord delivered us out of their hand. Just like what's going to happen again. We are going to prevail. We're going to do valiantly against an army which is too strong for us. There's no there's no mathematics that says we should go anywhere.
I've still got that.
Yeah, you got them scriptures.
When you move back, it's go on my phone to get cooked in it.
Oh, is the sun on it?
Sunday,
Okay.
yeah, sun's a bit on it. So like, just be careful. There's dog poo everywhere in there.
Is it?
Yeah. Maybe not here, but it's like in this patch. Yeah, because it stops charging and that because of the heat.
You know what I mean? Man can't get the high level equipment. Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
You got what you got?
Joel 2.
Joel 2. Yeah.
This is Joel 2 and verse 11. And the Lord Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great.
Yeah, the camp. The camp's talking about the elect. It's a great camp. All right. So we are army, but there's a nuance. So we're not gonna come out here and do what ISUPK do and try to overdo the thing. We gotta give you the true balance of what it means to be an army in this thing, to be part of this ministry. It's a balanced approach, it's a disciplined approach, and understanding what we're in. Anyone that's trying to sell you the soldier in the way of the world type soldier thing, like your Che Guevara or something here, they're going off. And they're running a scam. Right?
And it says,
Pepper spraying, man.
Oh, and punch Mitch.
just go join Ninja Warrior, man.
You really think that's going to prepare man for the day of Raw?
And like I said, listen, if you want to learn how to do Muay Thai and do boxing and all these things, that's personal stuff. And that's just, no, but
That's comfort.
that's not what the ministry is for. The ministry is supposed to be for the word. And the building up of your faith, which is the most important asset above all things, above any guns or anything like that.
Take faith as a helmet.
The
All of that.
whole armor of the
armor.
Lord.
That is your defense.
Yeah, that's it. You didn't say go buy the armor.
Oh, sorry. And it says, for he is strong but executeth his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? Therefore also now, saith the Lord, turn ye even to me before your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning, and rend your heart, and not your garments, and turn unto the Lord your God, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repenteth him of the evil.
So really, what it comes down to is we need the mercy of the Lord. We need his grace. We need his benevolence, man, to be delivered in the time to come and to receive the victory. Because really the victory is Yahweh Shai's victory. We're just trying to be added into that victory. Because Yahweh Shai is the one that's going to come and really show Esau what time it is. And it's going to be glorious. Because Esau has been built up like a good PVC. He's been fighting bombs this whole time. He's been building him up here like he's something until the real power comes. And that's when the world's going to realize that, we built all this weaponry and all that, and it ain't nothing compared to the true power.
You look like a paper tiger.
You don't look like the paper tiger that you are. Guns and all this stuff. And it's like, it's cute, and it's effective against flesh, but it can't work against the holy armies. And it ain't going to work against the men of the Lord once we get them upgrades. You trying to do upgrades, you little genetic modifications, all this stuff, but the Lord's already got the best stuff reserved for us. And in the scripture says, in the twinkling of an eye, we're going to be changed. And we're going to be
split second.
Yeah.
we're going to be the weapon.
Hey, the Lord's already got the final form, man.
Like they showed you in that latest thing with Sentry, the US government. I didn't watch it, but I watched breakdowns of the film, you know what I mean? The latest what's it called again? The mob
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolts. And you got the Sentry. And then it's like some bullshit. You know, they're so dumb. They make everybody OP now, so it's all ruined. You just give a man a drug and then he turns OP. It just ruins everything. Like, is that easy? Anyway, they gave the guy the drug and he basically got every power and he's like a god. And it's like Esau think they're gonna be able to do that. No, you can't. You can't. You're just gonna be like the rest of you. The dumb devils, man. You ain't gonna be able to unlock the secrets of the universe to create gods. The Lord has that ability, and He gonna do it. We ain't gonna have to, this is the beauty of it. You spend all this time doing all this research, witchcraft, bionics, robots, genetics, and we just gonna sit back, read the scriptures, teach, and in the blink of an eye, the Lord is gonna give us what you've been looking for. And we didn't have to do no research. We didn't have to pay no money. How much money did we put into it? None. It was given.
Exactly. Just some Wi-Fi.
I've got one on that point.
Hey, that's efficiency.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 11 and 5. Many kings have sat down upon the ground, and one that was never thought of have worn the crown.
And that's what's going to happen with the elect. Right now, the world ain't considering the Israelites because we're nothing in the terms of geopolitics.
Yeah.
We're just fringe. We're just out here talking.
Land. There's nothing we've got.
We ain't got
Yes.
nothing.
The only thing we have is the word.
Couple man bought some goats and that's about it.
Goats.
You might have a Passover
Yeah.
cookout.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know?
But the thing is, I forget the rules. It's different places have different rules, but it's like they may not even be able to sell them goats if they slaughter it and stuff like that, because there's all rules around slaughtering and this.
How you mean, like? My slaughter the goat must so.
Yeah, no, but it's it. It's like when you start looking into certain laws, like we're just in captivity.
Bro, and it's actually, I believe it's a mental.
Numbers 18.
It's a mental, like, you're insane to believe that you could just, you heard this truth, right, which was through spiritual means, and then now you're in the faith. You think through carnal means how you're gonna win. How that is insane. Like, it was through the spirit that you learned, and now it's gonna be by your. Here it is. He's 39, got two bad knees from a football injury, and now he's going to destroy it.
Look at that. That R9, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just not
Got
happening.
2 knee surgeries.
2 knee surgeries, one like a metal plate in your shin, and that's how you're gonna fight Esau. It's not happening. The only way we're making it out here is through spiritual power, man.
That's right. My divine providence.
Intervention.
By divine intervention. Yeah, but
Divine-
niggas don't like that.
Oh, no.
They don't like that idea. They don't like, you hear it, oh, pie in the sky.
Yeah.
They don't like that idea, but that's okay. People like the saint,
Yeah.
he's so intellectual, because now you got a problem with us saying that Jake is cursed. But he's trying to twist it.
Yeah.
Because we're not saying Jake is cursed like how Esau was saying
Yeah.
cursed. We're saying Jake is cursed according to the covenant.
Yeah.
But it's not a permanent curse, because the same way we're telling you Jake is cursed, we're providing the solution.
Oh,
And, but the problem is Jake don't like the idea that Yahweh Shai is the solution. Jake want them manosphere solution. But the manosphere, let me tell you something. The manosphere, they got certain things they say that are correct, but most of what they're doing is bullshit. All they do is
help you in
feed off the gender war, and get your subs. Yeah, half of the stuff them man are telling you, if you apply that in your life, you're gonna be destroying
You're gonna ruin yourself. 100%.
because it's just gonna be not how to balance anything.
100%.
You know that?
Like until you make it over 100,000, that makes you a high value, man.
Yeah, all this bullshit.
Like, so if you're in a fucking ghetto in Nigeria,
Nah, fuck that.
you're just cooked.
Yeah, just yeah.
But you know what? Faith, if you're the elect, then that lowly brother,
But he's
somebody in the
he's
sight
too
of the Lord.
intelligent for his own good, and he's selling to our people a way to save themselves. But you gotta understand that the spiritual aspect of the curses is what's been stopping us.
Yep.
Because you think you're prolific, you ain't prolific.
Yeah.
There's always been a Jake that's like, oh, if we could just do this and do
Yeah,
that,
man.
because but you know what? It never works
Nah, tell
because of the curses. Because there really is only one way for us to be saved, and that way is Yahweh Shai.
That's
And
right.
Jake don't like that because they want it to be in their own hands.
Yeah.
But in a way, it's in the Lord's hands. But the Lord has given us stuff to do. But Jake don't want to do that. You want to be your own savior, right? But guess what, man? Good luck with that.
It's spiritual, like how, remember Jake was going into captivity in Babylon. The Lord's like, look, man, just go and serve your time. Don't fight, just chill. And then there were certain Jakes who stayed there, like, nah, man, but they got taken out.
They want to be their own savior. They want to be disobedient again. They're already in the situation for being disobedient, and then you want to double down on it. So when this guy that's saying, he's a good, strong orator, and he's intelligent, and he's done well for himself in life. So now he thinks he's a savior.
Yeah, exactly.
Now he thinks he's smart. But when all hell breaks in America, you're gonna fail. And you know why you're gonna fail? Because you might have all the attributes which are great for you, but the Lord is against you. You're finished. And so you're gonna be finished. Man's got
on FIFA.
the feet. Yeah, but if the Lord's against you, you're going to be surely destroyed, right?
It's like so when you mention like the red pill guys or whatever, what have you, you get people that will be wanting to like look to them to better their lives. I was thinking like actually right, like actually being in this truth, that's the real way to better your life. I'm sure everyone here can be like, you know what, before this, like I like shit. But then this truth, it tells you, you know, for instance, if you're gonna get anything, it's by the will of the Most High. So if you ain't like I can't get a girl, but then you'll be like, look, man, hey, if you get anything, I'll give it to you. But even though
even if it speaks about some things destroying, man.
exactly,
So you might not even, you want it, you shouldn't have it, man.
understand it now, and that gives you peace.
Or at this point in time, you shouldn't have it because there's ebbs and flows.
Ebbs and flows. You might want to be the biggest baller in town, but you find out it's like.
I'm just saying, trying to build a kingdom in heaven for yourself ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work, man. You know what I'm saying? We're just here to do the ministry is the only thing that's gonna be actually fruitful. That's gonna take us through to the other side. Every other organization or movement is gonna fail because all these red pillars are gonna die. Like, their way isn't gonna make it.
This truth might not make you a millionaire. That sure probably won't,
But it
right?
sure won't make you cash.
These men might make you some money, right? They're making their own money off you, right? But it ain't gonna save you, man.
Money's never saved anyone.
That's right on the money. Right on the money. Yeah, Jamal.
Put that double entendre.
Jeremiah 9:23 and 24.
That's great.
You all have
Three witnesses. That's a good scripture.
Thus saith Yahweh, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom.
That's the same. He is very intellectual. He's a smart dude. We're not going to take that away from him. He has the intellect.
Yeah, like that guy, Jake, innit? You know that Neil.
The Greeks,
Right.
right?
Because you see, you could be smart and appreciate a man's intelligence,
Yeah, like,
but you know where you end up lacking intelligence? When you lack the word, you lack faith. Now you're going to be dumb. Now your intelligence is turned to foolishness.
It's foolish.
You know, because when he started the curses, bro, that shows you don't understand the scriptures. So as intelligent as you are and all your degrees and all you've achieved, you've fallen at the simplest of things. And now you're coming up against the truth, which is the stupidest thing you can possibly do. Because that means your intelligence is now void.
The most I can make the illogical happen.
Yeah.
And that's not in your parameters of intellect. Because you think, that doesn't make sense. Of course it don't. But the most I can make it.
But what's illogical about the curses of 28? He's just being an idiot.
It's very comfortable.
It's not illogical. He just don't want to accept it because I've heard him. Yeah, he has a way of thinking where it's kind of like he's absorbed with himself.
Yeah.
Pride.
It's pride. That's all it is. And he's not the type of guy that's gonna want to give glory to anyone but himself. He wants me. He's a me guy. I'm the savior. Listen to me. Like, you get me? I'm the one that's gonna save you. Where we don't come with that spirit. We're like, yo, man, this is how it's time, man. We need salvation. We're humble. That guy ain't humble at all. You know, and he's gonna get humble. Because go on.
It's not always say that I can do by myself, spirit, man. Right? All of them women, you be like, yo, babe, you shouldn't be
Bro, you're still paying taxes, man. There you go. Still subject to payments, bro. You're under the curse.
Yeah, but when the Lord destroys America, where you gonna be at? And this is why we're reading that. Because all your intellect ain't gonna help you at that moment.
Yep.
You're gonna get hit with a missile because guess what? You don't believe in the Son of Yahweh Shai or respect his word. So now you're gonna die anyway. Go on.
Yep. It says, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might.
Yeah, because he's saying he could fight a little bit. Okay, cool. But that again, that we've been speaking about. That if the Lord is against you, all that fighting ain't gonna work anyway. Go on.
Yep. It says, let not the rich man glory in his riches.
Yeah, he got money, which is the main thing that makes a guy shine in this world. The success. That's got the money. And we ain't hating on you. You should get your money, man. Money's useful. But getting the money isn't going to save you either.
Yeah. But let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me.
That he understandeth and knows, which comes with confidence. You know, which is with faith. You know what I mean? Confidence, comfort. You know, it like really, this truth is what gives you purpose. Because everything else in this life is uncertain.
I'd even be more key to that. It gives you purpose that's gonna last.
Exactly.
Because you can have purpose outside of this truth.
Yeah.
But what does the scripture say? Seeing that all these things shall be dissolved. What manner of purpose certain you be? Because you can have purpose to build, good. Like you want to build London and build skyscrapers. Hey, great, man. I could go in one maybe one day, go in an upper elevator. But when the judgment comes, that what you built is going to be destroyed. But the point is that the ministry, what the ministry is building, is forever. So what would you rather, build something that's forever or something that's going to be destroyed? Which is really, obviously you go to the ministry.
Yeah.
The ministry is the only thing that's going, what it builds is going to transcend this world to the next. Everything from this world is going to be destroyed.
I've got a direct one on that one. This is 2 Ezra 16 and 40. Oh, my people, hear my word and make you ready to thy battle. And in those evils being pilgrims in upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away. He that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as he that shall have no profit by it. He that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth as if he shall not reap. So he that planteth the vineyard as he shall not gather grapes. They that marry as they get no children. They that marry not as widowers.
Basically, you got, when that time comes, you got his rolling spirit, man. Yeah. You got a lot of man, and you see, a lot of people are going to be locked into this kingdom, right? And as it collapses, the thought of everything they're going to lose is what's going to draw them into the system further. So try and salvage everything they've worked for.
Prime example was senior 19. I can't go on holiday. I just I'm get jabbed.
I worked all my life for this success. So then when they say, take this chip and we'll let you keep some of it, then man gonna want to take the chip to keep some of it. Because you attach yourself to success in this world. Whereas we know that anything we achieve in this world, listen man, we live in this world, brothers do things. You have to do things. Like I said earlier, I don't advise anyone to go into a job and stay at the bottom. I would always advise brothers, listen, brother, if there's a role that's going to pay you more money for less hours, do it. And it also helps in your spiritual development, because a lot of times, as a prince should always be learning how to go up and learn different levels of a game anyway. We're supposed to be princes, man. So that also gives you insight to life, going up levels, understanding how to be over people and things of this nature. You know what I'm saying?
So if I build back on the point I was making earlier on about coming into this truth, because in this world Esau tells you that as a Jake, he tells you it's not true, that basically you don't amount to anything. So Jake, they just be I can't do this, whatever, what have you. But I'll always remember the reason why the Spirit got on to me to start learning the languages. I looked at my boss at the time, it was an Amlika. And he was able to speak like 5 languages. I was like, nah, I'm not having it. You're an Amlika. I'm an Israelite.
That's right.
I can do better than you, man. Right? And that's it. It's like when you understand what that surname means, you're like, yo,
you can do things. And again, it's a balance. It's understanding that, hey, listen, this is the ministry is the priority. But then you got the Clark Kent side of you, you're gonna do things. But a lot of men can't balance that. It's either all the way one or the other. Like, no, you can kind of do both in a way. Because we all go to work, brothers get promotion, otherwise what are you gonna do? Just sit in the lotus position reading scriptures all day. This is not gonna work, is it? Because then how are you gonna pay your bills and you know what I'm saying? But there's a balance which comes with spiritual growth. Like, so we're not gonna say to a guy, oh, if a brother could buy a house and it helps his situation, oh, brother, you're going off, man, you're buying a house. Nah, man, that's somewhere for him to live and it might work out better for him. Yeah. Oh, I ain't gonna buy no car. You know what I'm saying? No, you could have possessions. How am I gonna get around? But you don't buy into it as in, like, this is permanent mindset of it, isn't it?
Which is what 2 Ezra 16 and 40 is going into. It's like you can do things, but what spirit are you doing things?
Yeah, exactly.
And every brother is different in what they, the Lord gifted them with, or what capacities they have. What might be, all right for one brother, might not be so good for another brother to do, or it just depends. Man, you really have to know yourself and know your spirit before you do any of these endeavors, man. Because you have to put the truth first, man.
That's right.
And if it's not sacrificing the truth, then okay.
Yeah, you could have a good job. Hey, but remember they were saying we had no job.
Yeah.
They say, oh, them GMS are bumps. That's foolishness, man. Obviously, you got to have jobs, you know, because you got to put food on your table. Some brothers has got family. Some brothers don't have families. Life comes at you in different ways, and every brother has their own situation, but it's the same spiritual knowledge that you have to apply. So for some brothers have got kids, but then we still do the work. You know what I'm saying? And but that don't mean I don't take my kids to the park. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? But some guys has to be one extreme or another, and it just gets crazy. Like, nah, it's life.
Some guys don't want to work for these shit.
Some brothers will be like, they act like brothers ain't got women, bro. You know what I mean? They'll be surprised. Or dreamers hate women, like as if you know what I mean? Like man won't take his woman out for a meal. What the fuck, you bitch? He's a demon. Go in the house, a demon. Bro,
Scripture says not to be a lion in night.
yo, it's crazy, bro. You know, bro, life is balanced. There's a balance in life, innit? But at the same time, we still have the understanding of this truth, which drives us, and it's at the forefront of what we do. So, like I said, the difference between us is when all hell breaks loose, our minds already switched over here. Like, yes, like we're about to go into the kingdom. Whereas people in the world is like, no, I built this house. You know, all this work I put in, it's like, and they're gonna melt. Whereas we're like, we gotta go.
Are we trying to get to the next?
I'm sure brothers saw that video of that. There was like a guy that owned a yacht, you know what I mean, a fisherman. And he's had a boat trip, and his boat caught on fire.
Yeah.
And like his boat caught on fire.
Oh,
And like all the other guys on the boat, they got on another boat.
but he's staying.
Like, I'm getting out of here, this shit might explode. He's still trying to save the boat, trying to get the seawater.
Because it means everything to him.
Titanic, innit? It's like,
And then just before he was gonna drown, he finally accepted that okay, the boat has to go. You know, because his mindset was that
This is all there is.
all there is.
But our thing is, we understand this ain't all there is. There's
It's
something
better.
after here, and that's what
It's
keeps you on the level. So what the brother read there, it's like, boy, if you got shit, you gotta just leave it. You know what I'm saying? But a person that's in the world, they can't have that mindset
Can't let
because
go.
they're attached to these things, but they believe they got one life.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
it's here. It's all here.
it's over.
It's gone.
It's never over once you have your Hawashai Shai. This is the thing.
Hey, it's beginning.
Even if you lose your life, as long as you got your Hawashai Shai, you still have everything.
You shall separate
Nah, that's a hard
the Most High.
mindset to be in. What, even if I lose my life? Yeah, but the scripture says that nothing can separate you from the love of the Lord, even death. So really, as long as you got your Hawashai Shai, you have everything.
You have everything to win.
So you can lose and still win.
Oh, in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die.
Yeah. See,
Yeah,
well, they're in hope. They're just waiting on their crown. You know.
Your house burning down is a big thing.
Yes.
You know, people that burn house burn down, they lose all their possessions. And from a carnal mindset, and even if you
Even now, yeah,
you
even
be hurt. Like, oh shit, like my PlayStation. I'm joking.
Well, think about it. If you've got all your identity documents in the yard, that's a mission.
Yeah.
It's a mission.
I worked hard.
Well, that's all. I'll be honest. I've got my.
It's got mine.
Yeah.
I see my grandmother go through it.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I see my grandparents and my parents go through it because in Montserrat, bro, I come from poor people, like poor.
that's it.
You know what I'm saying? And my grandmother, her generation, she worked hard enough to build a nice yard, blood. Yard was nice, blood. Nice. Then the volcano came. That yard is destroyed, and the insurance didn't even want to pay because they said it was an act of God or something. You know what I'm saying? So imagine that she's worked her whole life, and it's like, okay,
Finally.
I've come from poverty and I managed to build this nice yard for myself, and the Lord took it. And she just had to, and then we end up moving to England. Now she's living in a flat on the 3rd floor, like, with no garden, no nothing. So I've seen how people can be hurt by it.
Yeah.
But life goes on. Life goes on, and as long as you have the Lord, it'll be all right in the end. You're gonna get everything back that you could possibly lose anyway. And better.
Oh,
you have
that's
to have that
Matthew
mindset.
19.
That's the story of Job.
Yep. Oh, he had it bad.
Yeah.
That's a,
Guess what? He got everything.
so if you lose a child, that could hurt because it's like, how do you replace a child, bro? You gotta go to the market and buy one, bro?
Wait 9 months.
And it's not, you know, it's not the same.
Yep. And certain people, when that happens, they're never the same.
No, because it's such a loss, isn't it? But this word will help you deal with loss.
That's it. And once again, it's like you mentioned about breakups before, and that's like really something that really does break a couple up. That's something a lot of couples can't
Oh
get
yeah,
over.
death of a child.
That it's just that's like it.
Because a lot of investment.
Yeah.
You know, look, we're all human beings, and anything you invest time into, you technically get attached to it. That's why a lot of man, even with if you're with a woman for 5 years and the relationship ends, yeah, it's gonna be a mad feeling because it's like 5 years you've done this, done that, done that. And the same could be the other way around. Anything you do something and you invest in it and it's just over and it feels like I got nothing from it. You know, but again, if you're a spiritual man, listen, the only thing that you should really be attached to is the kingdom of heaven. Because that's what's gonna be.
Yeah. This is Matthew 6:19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven.
Like you know when when all these banks crash and all you always put your mind of that's what's gonna save me. It's just all gonna fade away in the flash, right?
Yeah, because the physical things can all fail.
You can all fail.
Man can be. Listen, the reality of life here is even if you're a strong man, yeah, you're only one hammy pop. Listen, you got elite level athletes, yeah, elite 1% athlete dons that do a sprint, yeah, and pop. See, man, and they're going off the pitch crying, man. And these are man that's like, oh man, he got mashed up.
His foot was like,
Bro, and these are elite. Like, if a man who can rely on their body more than the top 1% elite athlete, and man's body failed him. Bro. You see all the time, man's run 2 hamstrings. Cisse, it could happen to anyone. Halliburton during the fucking the NBA finals. Man went like this, that's it. Achilles gone. You hear me? And these are elite level athletes with all the medical. It doesn't matter what you rely on. It can always fail you in this world. Your gun could jam. You know what I'm saying? You could run out of bullets. You know, money can become worthless. Yeah, money can fail you.
Yeah.
Anything in this world that's carnal can fail you. You can't really trust in it 100%. Because we could go through history and I could show you where, that guy had money and it failed him. Or that guy was a great warrior and it failed him. Or that guy could talk his way out of anything. But there was a time where he couldn't talk his way out of that. You know,
I feel Epiphany couldn't talk out his fucking gut, He was cooked.
But we could show you where the Lord never failed no one.
Yeah.
So you better. There's no situation where the Lord can. There's nothing I can do. My hands are tired. No, the Lord could always deliver you out of any situation.
Well, that could be. Yeah, I mentioned Antiochus. Remember when that dude got sent to go and take the money?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
And he got beat up by angels. Angels basically. and then you can prove.
Man, I feel like Errol Spence.
Yeah, basically. But it's funny because the angels actually spoke to them and said,
yeah, we'll continue because I know about
angels basically like explained to him, if it wasn't for this priest being here, you'd be dead, basically.
Yeah, calm, man. And that's what this thing is all about. This thing is about building up brothers' faith in the Lord. Building up our faith in the Lord, where that's what we lean. I don't want a brother to lean on his biceps, because that's gonna fail him. Yeah. I don't want a brother to lean on gal. I don't want a brother to lean on his handsome looks. We're not here to get a man to lean on himself. What we want man to lean on is Yahweh Shai. Because we know that can't fail, and that's the purpose of the ministry. So then, yes, when we come out here and we do videos, our videos is all leading you towards Yahweh Shai. It's not going to be you trying to show you some other way or to build up your ego. We're not here to give you an ego boost, because your ego is going to get you destroyed.
Yeah.
Your ego is going to have you being found wanting, because every man's ego can fail. Look at Tyson Fury. No man born of his mother. Yeah, but his boxing skills failed him.
Yeah.
And got punched up by a middleweight.
Yeah. Cool.
Had man moving pillar to post, and his ego ain't even recovered since.
Yeah.
They rub it on political.
Shalom, no.
Right, we're political. You were moving from one rope to the other, stumbling around the place, man.
Before he was cursing about you,
Yeah.
blown up middleweight.
Yeah, the ego can fail, man.
Yeah.
Your body can fail you. Everything from that you think that yours,
Oh.
your memory.
Remember Connor? Remember Gregor? He was saying that if the Lord came in the ring, we'd beat him.
That's crazy.
And guess what? Remember he had that leg break.
Yeah.
And he was on the floor, still being proud.
Yeah, the angel was like,
Yeah. Basically got slice tackled by angel. You know? And then his leg broke.
The only thing you can lean on is the Lord, man. The only thing you can rely on is the Lord. There's nothing else. You put your foundation, you lay your foundation on anything else but the Lord and His word, you're asking for trouble, man, because shit's gonna fall apart for you. And that's what the world wants you to do. The big thing is now is get money.
Yeah.
Money, get to the bag. The bag is what's gonna make you high value, but you can rely on that bag. Bro, the bag, listen, man, if they collapse that money, what you gonna do? When they collapse that money, what you gonna do?
Prime example is certain dudes that invested in Bitcoin and earned. Like, do you remember that dude that his bird threw away his wallet and he searched, he paid the council.
oh yeah, it's in the landfill.
It's in the landfill. You know the mental trauma of having 500 million in a USB and it's gone.
Wow,
Like, you can't pay for you to go.
There's another guy.
that's a murder suicide.
Yeah, there's another guy. Yeah.
There's another guy. He had what do you call it? He had codes, and he's only got one password attempt left.
Yeah.
One password
Murder
attempt left.
suicide.
But what we're going into, those guys, they're trusting in order, because in this world, when you really think about just how through most people in this world are, I think your minimum wage in the UK, which, if you're in London, that doesn't really help you at all. If you're minimum wage, you're still in like the top 1% in the world.
That's crazy.
In the world.
That's crazy.
Don't feel like it.
In Zimbabwe, it's like, what do you call it? I think the like national average is like $300 a month.
Yeah, that's the same.
Hey, that's why you gotta retire abroad. Hey, we're
For
giving
real,
you
for
we're
real.
giving you the advice.
Yeah,
Real for real.
All right, go.
I'll go.
The book of Psalms, chapter 3, and verse from 16. There is no king saved by multitude of an host. A mighty man is not delivered by much strength. An host is a vain thing for a servant, neither shall he deliver any by his great strength.
Yeah.
Because you got all these armies in the world, beginning with the American army, and they're all gonna fail. They're all gonna fall, right? And the Israelites, we're gonna win. We're gonna receive the victory, which is in Yahweh Shai, man. And we can say that, and we say it boldly and with confidence, man. And we don't have to worry about it. No, your car parked in the right place. But there's a man over there. So, yeah. Okay. You good? Okay. Right. And that's why the stories are there written for us of the Lord miraculously delivering our people, man.
Right.
Got Psalms 18?
Yes.
In just in time.
This is Psalms. This summarizes this kingdom.
Yeah.
Like, this guy knows the parking is free from 6:30. So he's come at 5 past 6 to just give everyone a ticket.
Wow.
And now the actual price of tickets are
Yeah, it's way too much.
Bro, I got one the other day, man. I'm hurt.
Bro, the ticket price should be like £20.
Bro, guess what? In Wales, it's like £40, £30. You get a ticket, you're like, fine.
But
Now you get a ticket, you're like, shit.
But this is it. It's just like, I remember someone saying this. Basically, like, if you get a fine for doing something, that just means it's legal for a fee, right? So that's why you get certain people that they're balling. Oh, well, I told you the story. My old boss, what do you call it? He had this big whip parked outside illegally. I'll go tell him, yo, you're getting a ticket. He just found his hand at me, like 90 quid. I was like, bro, you know what I'm saying? But the little man is hurt.
Yeah, it's a lot. This way, it always hurts the little man more. But they set it up like that.
Yeah.
Now, if they graduated it,
Yeah.
they'll be hurt.
I think there was a couple of ballers that did that, where it was cheaper for them to get tickets
Rather than pay for
than
parking.
to pay for parking.
Yeah. And because I know you said graduated. I forget which country, one of them Nordic countries, where it's like when you speed, you're charged. I think it's like, I'll give a random number. It's like, let's say 10%
of your annual of like your monthly wages or something, that's your fine. So if you're earning £100 a month, paying
So
£10.
now it's costing.
Yeah. Because once again, when you're a baller, you just pay, oh, it was someone else who's driving my
It's always
car.
them Nordic mans that's making rules that make sense. It is, I'm telling you. Man. Anyway, go ahead.
Psalms
Can't
18:17.
make any football.
Yeah, no, Arsenal buy them. But,
He delivered me from my strong enemy
there you go.
and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me.
And we're not ashamed to. There's no shame in it. The reality is Esau's too strong for us, man.
That's it.
We're cooked. And I ain't talking about. Come on, this is real life, man. Ain't nobody having a straightener for the world. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a straightener. No, we're talking about real warfare. Man, don't care about whether you can punch up an Edomite. They're gonna blow your head off. The reality is that Esau Edom is far and above too strong for us as a people. It's too strong.
Look at that Alex Carp guy. Now, all of us, I'm not even a fighter like that. All of us could have Alex Carp. However, he's got that spirit on him. He's got them demons working with him, and he has the power over us. Let's just keep it real. His company has the power and access to be able to. Yeah.
That's it. You
It's
can't,
like, you know.
you can't rise up against these people.
Hey, us,
There'll be a slaughter. There'll be a slaughter, and they're planning the slaughter.
Alex Carp is Palantir. Right. Ask them Palestinians, man. That was his stuff.
They got the advantage in this world, man. But the Lord, just like He delivered David, the Lord is going to deliver us from someone that's too strong for us,
Yeah.
and rise us up in power to be able to defeat him. And when it happens, man will know it was the Lord.
Yep.
They will know. They'll have to accept. Yeah, the Lord upgraded.
Yeah. This is I've got more now. That's done. One. Wisdom 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. And they, repenting and growing for anger for spirit, shall say within themselves, that this was he whom we had sometime in derision, a proverb of reproach. You fools accounted his life madness and his end without any honor.
And word honor goes hand in hand with value. They ain't gonna be nothing. That's another way of saying
You ain't
gonna
gonna be
end up
shit.
nowhere. We rule over you. You're ours, man. Whatever you have or don't have is by us. You know, if we give you a job, it's DEI. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Whatever you have or don't have, it's me that's giving it to you. That's the way Esau looks at Jake, man. That we've allowed you to do this. We've allowed you to do this. Because if we didn't want you to do it, we wouldn't be doing it. And in some ways, they're right on that. You know, we're in Esau's hand. The Esau could pass a law tomorrow if he wanted to and say you can't come out of your house. Yeah? And he could do that. Now, a few liberals might have time to say, but even they would have to shut the hell up.
Yeah.
So when them troops come out on the streets with the guns, like the little gang members, they'll get killed real quick.
Yeah.
Because the reality is that most ends, only a few men that are already gang members, and they're untrained and fucking under resourced. They don't have thousands of bullets. They'll run out of bullets.
Yeah.
They don't have the mechanism of war. The mechanism of war, you need replenishments.
Supply chain. That's
You need
why.
supply chains, man. They'll just wait you out.
Allegedly with the whole Ukraine thing, a lot of the EU countries are like, look, man, hey, we need time to replenish some of these missiles, because those missiles aren't, these things are hard to make. Takes time.
Smiths.
But also money as well, and it's as the elders going into. These jakes ain't got money like that.
Even if you got money, they cut you off from going to where you need to go to get your bullets. Yeah, I see. Whatever bullets you got there is what you have.
That's it.
And then you're gonna start rationing them bullets, but leave one for yourself.
That's it. Hey, remember, was it DHS, Department of Homeland Security?
Yeah, they bought $1 billion.
$1 billion, and that was like 10, 20 years ago.
They got the thing.
So imagine like how what amount of stockpile they have now, man. Hey, we fight in a car. We can't.
That's why the issue. Average Edomite doesn't spare Jake.
Yeah.
Not on a large scale. Like if you go to like Ealing Broadway, them Edomites aren't sitting in their houses worrying about niggas in Brixton stabbing each other because they know that that problem doesn't come to them. That problem doesn't come anywhere near them. And if it did, they would make one phone call and Trident will hunt all these niggas down and they'll be gone.
You remember that lyric? It was J. Cole, which got came faster than cops in white neighborhoods.
It's true. If Jake in London that's doing all this shanking was really causing high society Esau a headache, they would get dealt with.
Yeah.
Trident and that would shut them down. They'll be just hunting Chris Carver and these down, and they'll all be shifted and off road.
Proof of that is in the part of London that used to have a lot of crime, is the Shoreditch area. Used to have a lot of phone thefts and stuff like that. But then the Edomites moved in, and all of a sudden, all those phone thieves just disappeared.
Yeah.
Why? Because they did, which were the police were like, oh, we can't have to do something about it. Yeah. And then they dealt with it.
They know, listen, man. Esau got access to see the criminal world. It's an open book to Esau. Yeah. Esau don't know everything that these dudes are doing. This is on their phones, talking and texting. They're not sophisticated. If you got talent, you got CIA. They have resources to tap shit. They know what's happening.
Yeah.
It's just they allow it to happen because it's useful.
Yeah.
The minute they don't want it to happen, they can identify every member of your organization and have you removed.
Yep. Yep.
Worse if they send in jackals to just get rid of you completely. Then it's even easier. Because they ain't got to worry about nothing. If they really, and which is what they're going to do at some point. Send in the jackals and then it's even easier. Because you ain't got to worry about due process. We just identify a target, we go take him out. No, it wouldn't be hard. We think it's all on music videos. Most of your gang members are in the damn music video.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris Carver had a music, all of his gang. They know who you are.
And once again, the software can track every single one of you, man. Yeah, the software can track every single one of you. Would you?
I failed it.
Yeah. This is what, like London, it's got a lot of cameras and stuff like that. Everyone's always posting pictures on Instagram, was it lives and all of that sort of stuff, right? Esau knows where you are from your phone pings, from can't hide
And even
from
if
it.
you delete messages, they can bring the
still
messages
there.
back up.
Oh, the thing is, you call it soft deleting, man. It's like it's in software world. If there's a record, like people surprised on Chat GPT, even though I deleted the chat, it still had the chat. Yeah, we never delete stuff. We just mark it as deleted so you can't see it.
Yeah,
like,
I watch a lot of them crime statistic interrogations, and a lot of times people will delete their messages before they get arrested, thinking that deleted the whole message. So and then they'll be like, "Look, man, we know you deleted them." Because they have a system they can put your phone through.
Yeah.
Once they get the warrant to search your phone, they'll hook it up to the system, and like everything you've deleted will come back. All them little kitty pictures you had on there, they'll find it.
Yeah.
And I've seen it, and I'm like, "Raw, so you thought you deleted it,
it's still there.
and it's still there." So come on, man.
Meditate. Yeah.
Anyway,
And
go on.
can I grab this as a precept what the brother read?
Yeah.
This is a Lamentations 2 from 15, right? It says, all that pass by clap their hands at him. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? So that's basically what we've been brought down to, right? But then what we're reading, what we read in Wisdom 5, time, what we read in Wisdom 5. What we read in Wisdom 5 is basically that thing of just like, oh, right, but it's like, yeah, we will clap in their hands, but the Lord is going to raise us back, he's going to raise us back up. In glorious fashion, man. All once again, that's what it says in Jeremiah 16 from 14, right? Speaks about saying, no longer shall it be said, round about that. No longer shall it be said that Yahweh liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of Egypt, but Yahweh liveth that brought up the children of land of the north, because it is just so unfathomable what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Right?
They don't even make movies about it.
Exactly.
Strange.
Because
they don't think of it.
yeah, because even the destruction that the Lord is about to bring, right, which once again we spoke about how these scriptures are a comfort, right? I always remember what the gym, you remember the guy that you thought was bumping into the gym with him and that, Bro, I remember one time he was eating, but I was saying about the destruction, and he was like, how are you gonna get delivered from this, basically?
They can't see it.
Right? But then he mentioned the chariot, because for us, it's just they're like, yeah, the chariot's in it, right? Because he's always
That's
away.
crazy for them.
It's crazy to people. You know, so that they even, and that's really what it is. People in this world ultimately worship Esau, and they don't see a way outside of the power that Esau appears to have, right? Oh, in fact, verse 16 says, all thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth. Right? They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we look for. We have found, we have seen it. Right? You know, even that's a precept to Psalms 83, because we've got all of our these heathens, right? They were confederate against us, and they're happy that we're in this position that we're in at the moment, right? And also going into the you know, the whole basic premise of this camp, which is, you know, we've been brought low, man.
That's why they all have armies that's gonna be punished. Yeah.
Oh,
They all have armies and they're gonna die. They're gonna die in these wars, man. Yeah. Even them Iranians, man.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna die in these wars, man. Because the Lord ain't with Iran.
Yeah.
We ain't with us. Let's make that clear.
Yeah.
We ain't with no nation.
that's right.
We're not with the Palestinians. We're not with Iran. We're not with China. We're not with Russia. We ain't with none of them rude boys.
No,
we ain't
no,
no one. We ain't no one side but
Yeah.
Yahweh Shai's side.
That's right. No nation of Islam. Like,
Oh
certain
no.
dudes, you know, certain people, you know, affiliated.
No. We definitely ain't with nothing to do with Islam or any other religion. We're strictly only for Yahweh Shai and the elect of Israel and Israel's rights. We don't care about human rights, women's rights, children's rights. Israel's rights is what we in the scriptures, and that's what we look to for the Lord to establish, man.
That's it. You know, true people of the Most High, right? The so-called Negro Latinos, the whole Americans, and they're scattered.
Yeah, man. Because right now they're trying to
Damn
make
sure
the
don't care
world
about
where
them.
it's like the two sides, and one's good and one's evil. For us, they're all evil. From our perspective, all nations are evil. It's just there's one evil over here and another evil over here. Yeah. Well, we're not with Russia. Is Russia the good guys?
Yeah.
Like Putin, man, acting like Putin's beacon of righteousness. The hell with Russia.
Satan is just going to be divided, isn't it?
Satan divided against Satan, man. How can he stand?
Yeah, and their tension.
Hey, they're pushing the chip.
Benefits us, yeah.
Russia's pushing the chip. They're pushing all that wickedness, man.
Yeah.
With the CV was proof of that. Yeah, you were like, oh yeah, China and all of that against each other. Well, China had signed over that. Russia had, I forget the Russian one. What do you call it? Brits had Astra, and America had Moderna, and all of them. They all pushed it. That's the thing. All of them pushed
We
it.
ain't with the Lord, man. So we ain't on nobody's side. You know, if one man do wickedness to the other, that's crazy. Like, you know, you see Amalek dealing with the Palestinians. Oh yeah, that's crazy. But that don't mean that I'm championing for the Palestinians. But they're like we always break down. The reason them lions is sent among them because they ain't right, and they're in a land where they don't belong. You know what I'm saying? So they're ultimately reaping the consequences of that.
That's it.
The Lord is sending in the lions, which is them Amalekites.
Yeah. This is Revelation 6:15. And the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and mighty men and every bondman and every freeman hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks and in the
Fall on us and hide us from the face of the
moon and from the wrath of the Lamb. For great is the day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
And in that day, that's when our boldness is going to be made manifest. That's when man are going to be like, that's why that man dedicated their life. It makes sense. But that's when it's going to make sense. Now we just look like, what are you man doing though? What you man, you know how that man are, what are you man doing though? What are you going to achieve? Because they don't know the true power. So for them, what we're doing is madness. We should be joining them trying to get money. We should go sign up to Andrew Tate's academy or some foolishness like that. Oh, go do this, go do that, man. What are you man doing? When we realize that what we're doing is the only thing to be doing. This is the only thing that's profitable. This is the actual smart choice. Doing anything else is stupid because it's all gonna fail. And when the Lord comes, that's when they're gonna understand. Oh man, yeah, boy. If I had known, I would have been with these guys. Yeah. I didn't know they had that kind of power behind them. Oh, did the read the scriptures.
So the book of Second Ezra 9 and we start from 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby he hath believed shall be preserved from the said perils and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning.
So that's what it's all about, the faith. He said they're going to be sanctified through the faith. And what does faith come through? The hearing of the word. And that's the reason why we're out here preaching. You know, one of the reasons obviously is to condemn those who don't believe. But the main reason is so that the elect can hear and be edified and be delivered in that time to come. And that's very important. And that's more important than spraying mace in people's faces and all that stuff. Because all that stuff is just unnecessary fluff that ain't got nothing to do with this ministry. Like, we might as well start breakdancing. Hold on, brother. You know, like, what? Yeah, like, you just start, you know, become full-time influencers and just start doing, you know. Hey, brother, you know, I can draw, brother. Look, look. I'll teach you how to draw.
Yeah, yeah.
What am I doing that for?
Yeah. And everyone gets fake, you know, it's a Rolex. It's like, you ain't a high value man, so you earn a...
Yeah, like, what are you doing here? Hey, brother, stand still.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? What's that? How does that build a man's faith? How does that edify a man? If you want to learn how to fight, there's other avenues that you could do that. When you come to us, what we're going to do is give you spiritual understanding. Anytime I'm going outside of that to any degree, it's really wasting time. You know? Boot camp. What for? You go gym. If you want to go gym on your own time. Like, I ain't here to show you how to do a bicep curl. I don't need to show you how to do a bicep curl. There's like a billion dudes out there and women that will show you that shit, man. We need to, but there's how many people are doing what we're doing, which is making known the knowledge of the Lord, man, in every place. So,
James 1:21. Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your soul.
That's it. We ain't got to show you no weddings. There's no edification in that. If you want to go marry a woman, that's your business. That's your personal thing between you. Why do I need to go video a wedding to show you? How does that build up your faith in Yahweh Shai? What understanding does that give? No, that's some social media, reality TV type thing that does nothing.
It's just to get guys that are like, oh, so for Chinese, man, I can get a wife.
Like, but that's the wife ain't gonna save you, man.
She might, if you help it.
And then you see how the Sakari, he was one of the main ones becoming an influencer, which he's basically become a full-time influencer now. Yep. He's talking about things in the world now. He's shifting. I was gonna say he's shifting harder. He's shifting again, because this guy is freaky, man. You gotta say nothing about this guy. He's shifting completely away from the truth and going into what he really was. Yeah. From the very beginning, he was a nigger, and this is what he should have been doing. He should have just been one of them Kai Cenat or them Logan Pauls, because that's what he is. He's a nigger in the world that wants to do worldly shit, get attention and get money, and do what he wants to do, and that's fine. He just shouldn't have done that over here. So now he's gonna get judged worse than Kai Cenat and all these guys, because he had the nerve to come over onto this side and masquerade as a high priest, knowing full well you like to do it in the booty. Or, you know, knowing full well that's what you were into when you weren't really about Yahweh Shai. This was just a opportunity for you to get fame and gain some followers. This ain't the place for that.
Yeah, fake and some fake
doing day in the life of videos. What edification is that? Hey, shalom, so I wake up, spray my armpits, eat cornflakes, day in the life, like you somebody for someone to emulate every fucking second of your life. That's celebrityism.
I was saying, why they negotiate with the three of them? Tell them what to do, you know.
You know what I'm saying? Like these dudes, and you see it happening. They're becoming socialites, man. You know, doing shit that's not necessary. The elders keep it very simple. The only time you see that, like, the elders might do like one video about a smoothie, and it's a very short video, and we might go into health, but it's very brief, and it's because health is a big problem for Jake.
Yeah.
So we might do a small video, but if you look at as compared to like all the videos we do, it's not even 0.01%.
As the Apostle Sahar keeps saying, but what does the chat say about, you know, they're known for going into prophecy?
Go into
That's it.
prophecy like we've been doing today, and we speak things that's going to build up your perspective and build up your understanding, and most importantly, build up your faith. The edification of the saints. This is what we're here for. And if a man ain't doing that, then what are you doing? You're doing your own thing then. But we could do that too. Brothers could get out here, I can show you how to do kick-ups. Why don't we do that? Let's do kick-ups.
Hebrew Israelite kick-up challenge.
Oh, we're going to video a football game. We're going to play football.
Oh, man. Hebrew Israelite 5
Teach the word and then shut the camera off. And if we're going to fellowship together, you don't need to see how we're fellowshipping together. You don't need to see us chilling. What do you need to see that for? We're not celebrities. That's that, and that's a new age thing to watch people like they Esau brought that in with the 20. Well, really before that, but before that,
Big brother.
the idea of a celebrity in general, where you're engrossed with other aspects of their life other than what they're a celebrity for, is a new thing.
I was on purpose. Yeah.
Oh, what does he eat for breakfast? Man's an actor. What does he eat for breakfast? Like, what? What does it matter what this guy eats? He's a fucking actor. The only thing you should be concerned of is his craft. But now you want to know more. You want to know everything about his life beyond the fact that he's good at acting.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a normal person.
Yeah.
Like, how does he take his shit? Like, you know, what's your opinion? So now we got this celebrity culture where if someone's famous, you need to know everything about him. You need to know about his wife. You need to know his kids. Now it's so bad now. Even the kids are on camera.
Yeah.
So you need to know their kids. You need to know everything. Camera following them around. You just need to know. That's bullshit, man. Listen, if a man play football, all a man want to know is at the most is about watch him in training outside of the football match, or I might hear him talk about football related things. I don't want to know about you and your grandmother and when you were eating pancakes. It's nonsense, bro. It's not necessary.
Yeah, but what Esau's been able to do with that is mold the minds of the people. Because people be watching all of that. Oh, so and so does this, so and so does that. So then certain things that are off that individual is told that they have to do. Exactly, it normalized. That's why I always talk about that Dave Chappelle when he came back on Netflix, and he was talking. He was when you listen, he was joking around about the whole trannies and all of that sort of stuff. But what actually did he say? He said my best friend was a tranny.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So what if you're a big fan? So I don't know if I can say that. Right, but it's like when you really listen to what he said, he was saying my friend is acceptable.
Cool.
So then, if you're a big Dave Chappelle fan, what have you just said in your mind?
Yeah, this celebrity culture, and then we're not celebrities, so it's not like we're here to give you the edification, but you shouldn't be concerned with how I eat my chicken. Or watch me eat. Hey, watch me eat chicken with this brother. Like, what the fuck, man?
The mukbangs as well.
You don't need to do that. Yeah, you don't need to do that. What do you need to do that for?
Remember, it's like fuck back. Printed and gloves.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Eating a bowl of wings.
it's not like the elder Gabar said, we're not celebrities, man.
Yeah.
And that celebrity culture is bullshit culture. If someone has a talent, you can appreciate them for their talent, and you might learn a little bit about their life, but to actually just zoom in on them and every aspect of them on a 24/7, you just want to know, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane, man. You know, no, we don't want that. So when the camera goes up here, brothers might chill together. We don't need the camera on us so you can watch man chill. No, because you're wasting time. Man. Go do something else. Go on, man. Close up in a bit.
Ecclesiastes 10:6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place.
You know, they got it.
Read that again. Ecclesiastes 10:6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place.
Yeah, wickedness and folly is set in great dignity and pushed out there. They use celebrities to do it, man.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, their mind is too consumed with watching people doing foolishness.
Well, like that Tyson, that
Yeah.
that whole
Yeah, that's
circuit
streaming.
here,
They're
bro.
mostly doing nothing.
That is the hype.
I
That is the
genuinely-
heightened level of social media I ever seen.
Yeah.
Like,
People
I was
actually
just streaming
watching
and they're not actually doing anything.
What about how many others?
Just living.
Living.
Have you seen that new Jake? Bear swole and he dips his face in water. And
Oh yeah.
running.
All the way.
Yeah, you seen me the other day in London.
Oh yeah, when that idiot Modine fucking.
Fucking
That's dumb.
fucking migrants. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like,
Migrants.
idiot.
Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah, you gotta like we're not celebrities, so we don't play into that culture. Don't be starstruck. We're normal men. Like Apostle Gabar said, we're ordinary men that's doing an extraordinary thing. So don't think you need to look up to everything I do. You wanna clip your toenails when I clip my toenails and watch me clip my toenails. Some bullshit like that. Yeah,
Make us look like superheroes.
you know what I'm saying? No. Listen, man, we're here to uplift your Howard Shy, and that's it. Simple. Yeah, we're just trying to say it. All right, you both got anything else and we'll close up.
That track was on. That's over big. I'm just trying to live. I'm just trying. That's it. I'm just trying
Yeah,
to
go
do the
work.
Do the
My
work.
life is boring, man. You don't want to watch day in my life.
Shit.
Fuck you know.
Because even the
You
preset
probably
said,
see me paying bills. Like,
yeah,
stretching on camera.
yeah.
Man, eating that shit over there. Good stuff.
God, it's so much order. But I would say, because even the scripture says, even in laughter, the heart is sorrow.
Yeah, man.
You know, it's like, yeah, we're laughing now, but as a brother, well, I know when you said what you pay bills,
Yeah.
you felt that. You meant
Yeah.
I thought that's
You know,
what
But the reason he was
You
doing
know.
that day in the life of video is that natural projection
Yeah,
of building up that cult of personality.
Yeah, that's it.
And then once you build that cult of personality, you can drive content,
Yeah.
you can drive merchandise. Because I realized this about, you know what I realized about this influencer? Because I actually watch, there's certain mans I watch,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's because the content that they're giving, it gives me an escape, innit?
Yeah.
So everyone likes a little bit of escapism, right? But I am not bought into the person like how I see some people are. They'll be dropping crazy super chats and
Lord.
I don't feel like the person I'm watching is family. Like I might be endeared because you watch him. It's like, he's cool. I like the things he says about football or whatever. But some men actually just want to be part of something.
Yeah.
They feel like because I'm giving him money and I buy his merchandise,
That's it. There you go.
yeah, it's a stand. And I'm like, bro, like, what are you doing, man? Like,
Super big.
but that's how influence make their money. They build up a personality, and there's so many people out there that just want to be part of
That's it.
something. Listen, you don't be part of this thing for me.
Exactly.
Because this ain't about me. I can't save you. We're here to teach you about your Howard Shy.
That's it.
So if you find yourself wanting to know more about me,
Yeah.
you're going in the wrong track. Because I'm just a guy. I'm a guy that knows a guy.
That's it. So I was gonna say, because even that guy Kevin Sam, he brought out a load of good points, quite balanced and stuff. But I was listening to one thing he was saying, and nigga was freaky as hell, man. He was like, things your father should have taught you. And I even got mentioned. I'll tell you later. And it was just like, yo,
Yeah,
you're
you don't get deep. Listen, there's a lot of people out there just want to be part of a community,
Yeah, it's true.
and then they'll latch on to people, and that's what I a lot of these guys, they know how to foster that. Oh, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for the super chat. Oh, that's why I love you guys. Our community, and then all that stuff they keep repeating is to make these men feel, yeah, I'm special. I'm part of his community. I'm gonna send him a super chat. And then if he reads my super chat, that means we got a connection,
go,
like, because he shouted me out. Where I'm a silent listener. I don't fucking ever. I don't care if you recognize I'm there or not. Fuck you. You got my view. That's all you need. Get money off that.
it's what women do when they'll love bomb you. Love bomb you, make you feel like, oh yeah, you're like, yeah, I'm good at chat and stuff like that. But really, she's just like, you're just another number.
You're a mark.
You're a mark. Yeah.
But we're not here to attract those type of people. Right? So if you're looking for a celebrity to worship, that's not us. We know that.
Really, we ain't here to attract anybody.
Yeah.
It's we do our job, and the Lord does his job, which is your elected.
That's it.
So that's why, like, it's a dangerous thing for when people are like, you know, I brought myself to the people. I already knew the truth. And, you know, I sabotage. I sabotage myself. All of this stuff. It's like, nah, man. Really, where we, if we build the men, has been chosen to do this job until the Lord comes back. And then when he comes back, that's when we're gonna get the perks of the kingdom. Because guess what? Apostle Peter asked a direct question. He was like, Lord, we've given up this, we've given up that. What are we gonna get? And then, if it wasn't a question that the Lord didn't feel like he needed to answer, he would have just ignored it. He told him that's gonna come later.
Because the Lord, he got on the apostles a lot. Amount of times, oh, you have little faith. Answer that. He was just like, ye that have followed me, right? You gonna get this, you gonna get that. Everything you've lost, you're gonna get 100. That's it.
So
In the kingdom.
bond the celebrityism,
Yeah,
the fanaticism. We're not here to promote fanaticism and flipping celebrityism. We're just here to promote Yahweh Shai, the ministry, no other extra bullshit, man, and then get the hell out of here so that man can chill in our castles and eat steak, blood. It's that simple, man.
That's it.
And you might be there eating with man, you might not, man.
Short ribs.
It's yours.
Load.
All right, any closing scriptures and then we'll get out of here.
Okay, this one. Yeah. This is the Ephesians 2 and 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
Yeah, that's right, man. So yeah, that goes to you, anyone out there. You gotta do your thing. We can only give you this word, but there's a lot of things you have to do for yourself, like the reading and all these things, and studying and self-reflection. You gotta do your part. The praying, it's all on you to do your part. Because no man can save you. It's only Yahweh Shai. So you gotta be fully persuaded in your own mind, man.
Yep.
Don't be a fan or a stan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
That's what we're thinking of the.
Not so bad. Not so bad.
I'll grab this as well. It says, continuing on in James 1, verse 22 now. It says, but be ye doers of the word and not hearers only.
Yeah, man.
Deceiving your own.
Yeah, man. Like, we don't need, man. No, just play the part you've been given in the spirit.
Exactly.
Because, there are some people that, for whatever reason, may be sickly, paralyzed, where they just may just be able to, type. But, if you're capable and you know the faith, you're inspired in the spirit, just do the work, man.
Learn and do the work, and then we can get the hell out of here. All right. So we'll close up with that, man. You'll say, call halal, Yahweh, double honors to the apostles and elders of St. Millstone, and shalom to you. Well, we're going to see brothers out there teaching. Shalom. Learning.